It's time to start the show. The gang is ready. Let's go. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We're getting nuts in the asylum.
How long? That was in my head all weekend.
I was so happy going through my Twitter mentions this weekend and hearing all the people that were just going, Jim and Sam, all weekend.
The part that was getting me was when he went, the gang is ready.
I told you.
Yeah, that was the part that got me this weekend.
That's the part that creeps on you. Like after the Jim and Sam has been in your head, stupid handsome Rob singing through his nose is what really starts to creep into your psyche.
Travis, did you think of it at all?
All weekend.
Which part are you thinking of?
Mainly, it's just James.
You're still there,
but I do. I'll switch between that and the game's ready.
So he goes to. Troy was talking to Rob after the show on Friday, and because Troy's our production guy, so he thinks of things sonically. He's got an ear for things, and he's listening to it, and he's like, we need to boost some of these parts so it sounds better here and there, and blah blah blah. And Rob's like, no problem. I'll just go re-record it. And Troy goes. This is why Troy's so smart. He goes, no, you will not re-record it. That is there. That is the magic.
That's what it is.
Right. He said, I need the work parts. I will separate the pieces. I will boost certain spots, but you will not re-record that song.
Although him re-recording it might be good, even if we keep the original, because the re-recordings would probably be awful.
Because he's trying to do something.
He's trying to do something.
Because he's that guy with the singing through his nose and the Jim and Sam.
He would do something that you'd go, oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's so awful that people haven't even processed the awfulness in the intro enough to get to the point where we're playing Let's Go Crazy by Prince as our intro. Like, that hasn't even... People haven't even gotten to the Michael Keaton quote
They're still
yet.
stuck on his awful vocals.
Right.
By the way, I have a weird thing in my mouth, so I don't know if you can tell.
I'll take it out.
So if I'm talking weird, can you see it?
Oh.
You can see it, right?
No, I can't. What is it?
I have a...
Cum protector?
No.
So you don't get it on your teeth? The dentist was like, Jim... You keep coming in with cavities. Are you going to sleep with cum on your teeth?
Was it one of those penis stickers that was in the news last week?
No.
It is. There's a penis sticker stuck to my gum. You know, they make it so you don't have to wear condoms, but sometimes they get stuck in your gums.
The penis sticker keeps the cum from coming out?
So there was a story we did.
I saw that, but I'm like, what do you want that for?
Well, it's to protect, so you don't get girls pregnant. Or there's cum.
It probably keeps the pre-cum from coming out.
There's STDs in cum, right?
Yeah.
So you don't get STDs too. It's like wearing, like the condom is a one-piece bathing suit.
Yeah.
And the sticker is like a little string bikini. It's like a
sticker.
Speedo.
Who wants a sticker?
So like you put the sticker just on the head of your dick, so it covers up your urethra. And then that way, your ropes don't shoot out of it.
But how do you come? You pull out and pull it off? You know, rip a sticker off your dick before you come?
Yeah, that's what they want you to do.
That sounds pleasant.
It's meant to be used like with pulling out.
So that you don't get the pre in there.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, it's a sticker. Is it a sticker that hurts your dick when you pull it off?
It doesn't hurt. No, it's not like duct tape. It's a dick sticker. It's meant to be put on your dick. But do you remember what they were called? Were they called Cumsy Rags?
How do you keep it there? How does it stick there?
It's a sticker. It's
adhesive.
Adhesive. They got technology, but it's not like adhesive. Like it's not the same. It's not like they just took stickers like you would get in a sticker pack.
It's not like a bumper sticker?
No, and just like these are dick size.
But can you picture, it's called GIF Deb, can you picture any sticker being pleasantly pulled off your cock hole right before you come?
No,
right?
It's not. But it's like, they make sticker stuff that you would just put on your skin, like, I guess wrist tape for athletes that hurts if you don't shave your wrist.
Sure. What sticker? I've never seen a sticker that you could put over the head of your penis and then pull off as you're ejaculating. That's going to feel okay.
Like you should really try to just strengthen your ejaculate and see if you can make the cum push the sticker off.
Oh, I'm sure guys have.
You think so?
Sure.
Yeah. What happens if you don't pull it off? What happens?
Then it's like sneezing with holding your nose. You know, it's not pleasant.
No, I'm sure it's just got.
Maybe it's just to protect from preseminal fluid.
It probably
Fluid.
is. It says so you have to. This is just so much. You have to clean the tip with of your dick with a alcohol pad.
Who wants to do that?
And then you align the shield, so you make sure that the hole is right where it should be, and then you cover it up. You stick it on, and then when it's time to shoot your ropes, you pull it off.
Can we have one of the interns get these?
Yeah, let's get. I want to get some. Let's get some for the show. Order some.
Can you buy them in the store?
Yeah, sure. Can't you?
I don't know if you have to order them. You might have to order them from the website.
Oh,
One pack of penis stickers, please.
Yeah. I see you have condoms back there. Do you have any of the dick sticks? I think is what they're called.
yeah, pack of prick stickers.
There's a how-to video.
Maybe they're in like the stationery section with all like the other stickers and stuff.
I think so. Do you have scratch and sniff?
Let me see the video. Okay, this is a how-to. I want to see what it looks like. They'll demonstrate on a banana or something. Oh, it's glass.
Just peel it,
All right, that's easy.
stick it.
Oh, they got a girl doing it, so it seems like it's going to be hot.
Forget it.
Did you
Okay.
wait? Hit pause.
That's it.
Hit pause.
Sex
Really
is
mashed it on there.
Did you see how hard she had to slam
Yeah,
it
she
on the
did.
top of that glass dick?
Yeah, she fucking really mushed it on there.
It's gonna break your. You know, like people break their dicks and
Yeah.
they turn black or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the strength she was doing it with.
Yeah, she palmed it.
That's
she
what-
fucking palmed it onto this piece of glass.
That's why they used a glass phallus instead of using a banana. She would have squashed the banana with that strength.
Yeah, and she probably no guy would let her do that.
No, it doesn't seem pleasant at all.
The palm of it, just digging it in.
You know, let me just stick it on nice and good. I don't want any of your pre-cum in me.
That's an angry woman.
Yeah, it is. She's mad at dicks.
Yeah, she sure is. I don't blame her.
Do you ever lose a condom inside and have to fish it out?
Nope.
So there are some benefits to Jim's lifestyle. No, I've known girls that's happened to. But I've known girls that like early on, you know, when you're like first starting, when it's like later in high school or maybe the beginning of college, but really later in high school. I knew a girl who like had a condom in her for a couple of days.
Oof. What a delightful girl that she didn't even know there was a fucking rubber in her. Like good egg.
She thought that like it had gotten lost or something, or it had gotten lost in the sheets, or it was under the bed, whatever. Like we just can't find it. And then
Were you fucking her?
it wasn't me. No, I wasn't with the girl. But and then like 2 days later, I don't remember if she had to go to a doctor or she just found it.
It's a real mood killer when that happens.
It is, right?
Well, yeah, because then you're like, I just want to let you know it fell off and it's inside.
Well, when do you tell her? Do you tell her right after it happens, or do you get ready to go and then be like, oh, before I go?
Text her.
Yeah, on the way out.
Yeah, by the way, there's a fucking bag inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
like
best to just handle it as soon as you figure it out. But it is a real mood killer.
Your canal has debris in it.
Yeah.
Fish around and then get it out.
Yeah, it's like if you spill soda on your way out, like if you kick it over, you just walk out, and then you on the way out be like, oh, I might have spilled something.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to have to clean up the mess.
I mean, sometimes it is lodged up there.
How do you get it out?
You got to stick your hand up and search or look around for it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's unpleasant.
it's really
Well,
unpleasant.
she can just go to the guy and go get that fixed.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know, as a guy, you want to finish. You don't want to be, because she's going to be like, no, she's completely out of it at that point.
Oh, you
Oh,
mean
you're-
while you're doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you hadn't finished yet?
Right.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that makes sense.
Did you get it out?
Yeah. I mean, you have to.
Did you put another one on?
Yeah.
No, you put the same one back on.
Oh, yeah.
Like why waste?
Did you finish?
Yeah, of course.
Was she mad?
No, it's not mad. I mean, accidents happen. But
But then you have to get. It's a hiccup. You have to get the juices flowing again.
yeah, it's a real road.
You gotta
blocking the road.
Yeah, throw a little lung butter in the lips.
Just huck a loogie into her.
No, the thing in my mouth is
It's not a dick tip.
no. I have a pad, like a little I have like a canker sore or a sore from. I think it's from my mouth guard. Like sometimes I grind and it will chew up the inside of my mouth a little bit. So I got this one that really fucking hurts because of where it is. So I've got these pads. It's called a canker cover. And you put it on, and
It's probably the exact same thing as a dick tip. You just put it in your mouth.
You put it on, and it burns a little bit because it's medicine. It like heals whatever it is, and it just kind of sticks to the inside of your lip, and then it dissolves over 24 hours.
Oh, the pad itself dissolves over 24 hours?
But
It's
Wow.
so not cool.
It's not cool at all.
I know.
Hang on, I gotta put in my canker cover.
Hang on. Why don't you just come in with your retainer?
Oragel.
I could take my retainer out before the show if it sounds better, guys. Don't tell the orthodontist, but I could take my retainer out.
I use Oragel too. That really helped. I felt better, but this heals it.
Yeah.
I want healing.
It's just like a sore in your on your gum.
No, it's on the actual underside of the lip.
Yeah.
Because when I know a lot of times I'll wake up and my mouth will be sore from that stupid mouth guard 'cause I grind. And you cut your mouth up.
Yeah, you gotta use that mouth.
Fuck,
you gotta keep
yeah.
it in good shape.
This mouth has to be in pristine condition.
That's right. But yeah, the can we figure out how to get dick tips?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I guess we could give one to Rob because I feel like I want to send people home with it. $6 for how many? $2 for a dick tip? For one sticker, it's $2.
It's worth it.
Fuck. Should be like 50 cents for a dick tip.
How much are condoms?
It's for 24, it's like 13, 14 bucks.
Right, like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Maybe there's somebody like outside the pharmacy selling Lucy's.
Yeah. Can we just get one dick tip?
You know what? Can we? Do they have it in the pharmacy or no?
I don't know if they.
I don't think this is sold over the counter.
Wait a minute. Maybe we should just send somebody downstairs to ask
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm saying.
cashier.
Yeah.
Excuse me, do you have dick tips in
Yeah.
stock?
Yep.
Do we have Anthony here?
He's right here.
Cool.
Anthony, because Handsome Rob unfortunately isn't
She'll
here
probably
yet.
think he's looking for advice.
Yeah, dick tips. Put weights on it. Tug it.
Anthony, would you mind going downstairs to the Duane Reade and asking the person at the cash register if she had dick tips?
I aim to please. Boss.
Thank you. Should you do it over the phone or just come back with the results?
I think the phone should be.
Should be utilized.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bring the phone, you call us when you get there, and
And I was going to record it and then play it. But
Yeah, but if we can do it live.
yeah, let's do it. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Fuck it.
It's called the GIF tip penis.
No, dick tip. I think.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say so he knows. If she goes, I don't know what that is, then he'll know the real name.
And maybe bring up the website, just show
Yeah.
what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am, do you have GIF tip penis stickers?
Yeah,
they look like-
Yes.
Yeah, that's smart. Actually.
Ma'am, do you have GIF tip penis stickers?
Yeah. Is he gone?
Yeah, he left.
Okay, good. So he'll call in and we'll get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, I think that's a really embarrassing thing to ask for.
You would never use a GIF tip?
No.
Oh, they come in different sizes. It says size. They don't. Size doesn't matter. Every penis has the same IQ and tip size. It's the same. I don't know why it says the same, but they're saying that
Where?
at the last circle with all those ice creams. So they're saying that I guess
It's the same. That's how they're saying it. You know how they're saying it? Sweet.
oh, that's gross.
Same.
That's terrible.
Yep.
Undetectable. Nature made sex simple. We just made it smarter. Why would you want it to be undetectable? Are you embarrassed? Like, are there girls?
They you probably can't feel it.
Oh, okay.
It's undetectable to your.
Yeah.
I want to try one on.
I would love to know what happens if you just don't take it off.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
like-
stop the hole.
It probably is. You can probably just. It probably just balloons out a little bit. It's probably pliable.
But you know, like what happens if you block that?
Well, think about sneezing with your nose shut. You ever hold your nose and sneeze or see people do that shit?
I have, but I don't. You know, I don't really know what. I mean, I don't
Nothing
know.
bad happens. There's something dominatrixes do, which I've never experienced, called orgasm control, where they'll ruin your orgasm as you're about to have a cum. They'll either cover your dick hole, or they'll slap your dick. There's guys that like that.
You almost said as you're about to have a cum.
About to have a cum. I just have an orgasm. I feel like I'm talking, trying to prevent something from falling out of my mouth.
Yeah, well.
It's almost like you're holding a mint in your upper lip, between your gum and your lip.
Because of your canker cover?
Yes, because of my canker cover.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. What's up, babe?
That's so Hollywood.
Yeah. Fucking canker covers.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's a very odd thing. I mean, I guess. So you have to. It just seems like such a production. What do you do after? Do you make a show out of it when you peel off your dick tip or whatever they're called?
I guess it comes right off. I don't know how it comes off without hurting. That's
Like,
exactly what it is.
Do you peel it off and fling it at the girl? What do you do with it? Or is it stuck to your fingers now? Like,
You eat it. Yeah. It's biodegradable.
that'd be great. You got to eat it.
It'd be funny if semen like just kind of dissolved it to totally defeat the purpose.
Dissolves in semen, so you'll never feel it. What?
I want to put one on.
You do?
Sure.
You got to get hard to put it on.
No, you don't. I hope you don't.
I guess you wouldn't have to, really.
Yeah, I mean, the tip stays there whether you're hard or not.
my,
does.
my urethra gets bigger when I get hard. That doesn't happen for you guys?
No.
Yeah, it extends.
Yeah, my urethra swells up beautifully, I've been told.
It does.
You got a big pee hole?
Yeah, I've been told your urethra swelling is really dynamite.
Yeah. Mine is just regular, like my urethra grows and gets pussy when I get hard. That's just like regular, right?
No.
What?
It's not regular at all.
It's just like a little, that's what the stickers are for, right? To control the pus?
Someone has a question for you about your comment. Go ahead, Matt in Virginia.
Which
You can
comment?
ask Sam.
Yeah, Sam, I'm sorry to take you guys back a few minutes, but I don't want to. I feel like you may have just kind of glossed over the fact that Sam just said, if I heard correctly, Sam just said that his dick's so small he can pull it out and a condom will stay in a woman. I mean, how small is your dick exactly, Sam?
I didn't say that.
What?
I didn't. Troy just said that he got a condom lost in a woman once, and I said I know a woman that had a condom lost in her.
Yeah, Sam had a condom lost in his rectum.
That's it. See, that you have to listen to the
okay,
details.
I misunderstood.
No,
I misunderstood. The devil's in the details. Sorry about that.
Oh, we have an important call now.
Troy, is the reason that you lost a condom in a woman because your penis is so small? Probably not.
Well, I mean, it's I'm not bragging, overly bragging.
Right. But it's of average
It's fine.
size.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
All right, Shitloaf at Dwayne Reed.
That was
Hello.
great. All right, I'm walking up to the pharmacy right now.
Yeah, Jif Tip. What do you think you should say? Jif Tip pecker stickers?
Say, I have some associates because he's got the phone, right? So he's got to justify the phone. He says, like, I have some associates here that are wondering if you stock.
Or he could be saying, no, he's talking to his girlfriend.
Yes.
Honey, what are
Okay,
they called? You're talking to your girlfriend.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep.
You need the Jif Tip pecker sticker.
Yeah, and then further explain as she requires.
Okay, gotcha. Hold on. I'm next in line.
Right.
Hold on, honey. I know, honey. Hold on.
It's improv skills.
Surprised he's not doing a voice.
What a performer. He's going to be British.
What's the deal with these stickers?
Why are you doing Seinfeld? That doesn't make Seinfeld doesn't do voices. No. Why would you do the voice of a guy who doesn't do voices?
I hope he gets arrested for sexual harassment.
He should. If there's any cops in the area, check out the Dwayne Reed under our studio.
What's he waiting for?
He's online, I guess.
Oh, he's online.
He was really doing that role play while he was just waiting online. He was getting into character like he's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Go to the pharmacy. Isn't there a pharmacy section?
There's a line.
He's got, I don't know, I think he's going right to the cash register. Where do they got the condoms? Well, they don't even have the condoms behind cash registers anymore.
No, they're at the pharmacy.
Oh. That's all right.
I mean,
Hi.
I think.
I have a weird question. Do you guys have any of those penis pecker stickers or no?
Penis pecker stickers?
It's
Jif Tip.
Weird. It's weird. I'm on the phone with my girlfriend now.
They're called Jif Tip, you idiot.
What is it, honey?
The Jif Tip penis sticker.
She said penis sticker. The Jif Tip's penis sticker. Do you guys have that? You're not sure what that is?
It's like a condom, but it goes over the tip.
Somebody in the back. She's asking somebody in the back.
Okay. You tell them it's a sticker that you use instead of a condom that covers your urethra so that the pre doesn't get all over. Okay. You make sure you mention that.
She's asking the pharmacist right now if we have them.
And if she says we don't have them, still explain
She
exactly.
doesn't know. It's something like we use instead of condoms. It's very strange.
No,
But,
so
It keeps the pre from leaking out.
Yeah, it's a sticker that keeps the pre from.
It helps so that the pre doesn't come out. You know what I mean?
He said it
I'm
even
going
more
to get arrested,
creepy.
sweetheart.
Yeah, the pre-cum.
He said it way more creepy.
Okay, she's going in the back to check, sweetheart.
Okay, good.
Go in the
Okay.
front. I'm sorry.
She's gonna go in the back because some little weirdo asked about pre-cum
At 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah, he's whispering. Imagine that you're working at Dwayne Reed and some little weirdo comes in. He's whispering about pre-cum at 8:00 in the morning.
Plus, he looks so young.
He does.
That it's like when you're 14 and you're trying to get a Playboy.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm 18.
He should have actually said, or hold on, Dad, let me check.
Hey, are you on your way out?
They may have it there. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Say
Thank you so
thanks,
much.
Dad. Say thanks, Dad, into the phone.
Thanks, Dad.
She,
She looked at me very weirdly.
where'd she say they might have it?
She said at the drugstore across the street. But I don't even know where that is.
Well, you'll
Because
find
we're
it.
in Concourse.
Yeah, you better head across the street then.
She just wants to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's check.
Probably easily.
Let's check the drugstore across the street.
I think you should be talking to your dad this time. Hold on, Dad, let me ask.
Yeah. Where's it? Where's the drugstore across?
What did Mom say they were called?
Yeah, there you go. What did Mom say they were called? Jif Tip penis stickers, and they stopped the pre.
Yeah, make sure.
All right, all right. I'm walking up to this place right now.
Where's the drugstore across the street?
I have no. I think she's.
I'm going up 49th. I'm just going to look across the street if there's a drugstore.
I mean, there's other Dwayne Reeds around here, but I don't think there's an actual drugstore.
Well, I could go to another Dwayne Reed then. Or I mean, fuck it. We just go to Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, I don't care.
They got a Dunkin' Donuts.
I want to find out who's. Oh shit! Did you find? There's something on the website that says
Sam.
Jif Tip review by Sam.
Oh no!
I tested Jif Tip, and here's how it felt.
Here's how it tasted.
That's not what it says.
Oh,
it felt. Ugh. It felt like.
You want me to just start asking random people on the street?
No,
No.
because you're gonna get punched in the face.
It's stupid.
For the show.
Well, we appreciate it, but we want to protect you.
Ew, read the quote. Oh,
It says. It felt like. I don't want to read it.
No, read it. Hang on. Let me make sure we're recording.
felt like my little fella could go 12 rounds with Mike Tyson and still wouldn't fall off.
What? So Mike Tyson could kick the shit out of you and the sticker would stay on your dick?
Or Mike Tyson could punch your dick. That's what you're saying? Your little fella could go 12 rounds with Mike Tyson? So Mike Tyson could punch your dick for 12 rounds and this thing wouldn't come off?
Mike Tyson could perform sodomy on me. It wouldn't knock the sticker off.
My little fella.
My little
Call
fella.
it a penis.
Yeah. My dick. Be a person.
I hate cutesy words for penises.
Yeah, even Sandy Kane doesn't use cutesy words. He goes, dick.
Dick.
You talk about your dick. Where are you now?
I went back downstairs.
Shitloaf.
I'm going to one of those little like the bodega type places.
Why not the pharmacy?
Because the pharmacy, I don't know where the pharmacy is.
Oh.
I don't want to waste time here.
I guess, but
Why don't you call us back when you're at the next pharmacy?
Yeah, go to another Dwayne Reed and just call
All
us
right.
back. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. We're gonna find these dick tips or whatever they're called.
What do you think of this fucking woman who was kidnapped? This model?
I mean, you vaguely hear about these stories. You find them out in movies or whatever, like the kidnapping and sex trade and everything. It just sounds so terrifying. It makes me want to tell women don't travel anywhere. If you're a good-looking woman, don't travel anywhere.
Well, she had an agent, and it was a modeling gig. Like I guess this was like a whole legit setup that she was probably used to doing this.
Yeah.
And she gets there, and these guys, and they're called the Black Angel. What are they called? Black whatever?
Black Death, I think.
Black Death.
So this British model, right? She gets invited for a gig to be a model in Milan, Italy. So she goes there, and she's taking photos in like an empty store. And she's there, and she's getting ready to take her modeling pictures. And apparently somebody comes from behind her with like black gloves on. And they put one hand on her neck and one hand on her mouth so she doesn't scream. And then they inject her with horse tranquilizer.
They should have said that was part of the shoot. They should have just had another model there, and so this guy is going to be like, you're like, okay.
Yeah. But they injected her with horse tranquilizer. And when she woke up, she was in a bag in a trunk of a car. And they were driving way out of town.
They drove like 120 miles or whatever it was. It was like a 2.5 hour ride.
Yeah.
Or 2 hour ride. And they said she was screaming so loud that they had to keep telling her to shut up. I guess she was in the trunk in the bag.
Yes.
Then in the post yesterday had the demonstration of somebody laying in the bag.
Oh, good. Thank you for the post for explaining what that would be like.
It looks very, very claustrophobic. It looks
my
very,
God.
and then the paper said, "What if she had asthma?" Like that's my worst nightmare is to be fucking kidnapped. But at least they didn't cover her mouth because she was able to scream.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to be kidnapped by people and either sold to sex traders or forced to be sold or threatened, these are the guys who you'd want to do it because they ultimately.
They're the gentlemen of the forced sex trade.
I believe they didn't rape her. They didn't rape her.
They didn't say they did.
No, they said to her that we treated you like gentlemen. You were treated with respect. And they found out she had a 2-year-old daughter or 2-year-old kid and then said, okay, we'll release her for ransom. Part of me thinks that this was just a whole ransom ploy.
It was a scam from the beginning?
Not necessarily a scam, but maybe they do this just to get... Because they found evidence of other models on this guy's computer.
Where are the models?
I don't know. They didn't give me any details. They just had other interactions with models or whatever
Didn't
it
he
was.
claim that he had made like 15 million?
17, I think.
17?
Yeah. So they said that.
Did he claim that to who, though? After he got arrested or before?
To the girl.
Oh.
Which,
Maybe he was
again,
just trying to impress
could
her.
be scared. Trying to impress her. Like, hey, I'm making a lot of money, you know. I got a lot of money. It could have also just been scare tactics. But,
Sure.
Yeah, because she wakes up. Like, imagine being woken, like you were drugged, and you wake up. She was bound by the wrists and ankles and in a suitcase in a trunk. Like, goddamn right, that's
terrifying.
claustrophobic.
Very terrifying.
And then they chained her up to a dresser in this like rented farmhouse way out of town.
Yeah, some basement.
And somebody stayed with her and was watching her. And what they weren't feeding her. That's why it has to be. They said they treated her like gentlemen or whatever, but that has to be just they didn't rape her because they didn't feed her and they had her chained to a dresser, which is not a respectful thing to do.
No, I'm guessing, and she slept in a sleeping bag. I am guessing that they didn't feed her. I don't know if she actually spoke to her agency, but they may have put her through to her agency, and she may have said, like, I haven't eaten in 2 days. Like, that may also be a tactic to get the person more desperate on the phone, begging the agency to help.
So they said that this underground network, they said that what we do is we kidnap models and sell them into sex slavery.
The Middle Eastern countries.
Send them to them. They put them up on the deep web for bitcoins or whatever, in the dark web, and they sell them to Middle Eastern countries where they said the guy who kidnapped her told her that they sell them to royalty. And then when the royalty gets tired of you, they give you to somebody else. And then when everybody gets tired of you, you become tiger food.
Yep.
So there's no.
Does that really happen? Like I guess it does. I mean,
sex slavery is real.
Who the fuck wants to own a sex slave? Like, what do? You keep somebody home, or do you chain them up? I don't even know how that works.
It just seems exhausting.
Yeah.
You're royalty. You got money. You can get a girlfriend.
Royalty has hookers flown in.
Yeah. Yeah, you could hire a girl and then just send her on her way.
They do that all the time. Planes full of escorts and strippers to the sheik or whoever's their specifications. Whatever they want, they get. They come here, they spend all this money. They never have to want for anything. Like, do you really need a sex slave?
I would never do that if I was an escort. Ever. I know that there's a lot of money in it, but just the idea that, like, at any point this royalty person could be like, we're not bringing a plane back. You're not going home. Nah, not going to happen.
Yeah, it is a risk.
There's nothing you can do.
Shitloaf and another Dwayne Reed.
Oh, Shitloaf is back at Dwayne Reed.
Hello.
Hello.
S to the L. What's up?
You got to give me a minute, Dad. I'm just behind a couple people.
Oh, he's in character.
Good, I like that.
Yes, he's in character. He's looking for what do they call it? GIF tips?
I know. I'm gonna find him. There
he is. You know, you got to say, I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna find him, Dad.
I'm gonna find him, Dad. I know.
Yeah.
Stop yelling at me.
See, that's good. That's good. You're in character.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very organic. It sounds like you're really talking to your dad.
Yeah. He's probably, his character, what's his character's name? Because he's not Shitloaf anymore. He's just a guy talking to his dad.
Denny.
Yeah, his character's name is Denny Falcone.
You guys have any of those stickers?
That's all right. How many people are online in front of you, son?
I'm in front. There's one more person in front of me, Pop. So just give me a minute.
And then you're going to find me those dick stickers?
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
Yeah, because I want to plug your mother from the back. And if I don't have a dick sticker, she'll be leaking into her pants all day.
Yeah. Don't be sticking them on yourself. I gotta stop the pre from going everywhere.
I don't need another one of you running around.
Yeah, that's how you were born. I pulled out, but then there was enough pre in to make you.
It's like your mother always says, I'm a real secretor.
You think Shitloaf was the result of just a little pre-cum?
Of course he
was. Like, oh, shit. You can get pregnant from pre-cum.
She's amazing. This model. Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah, she's a good-looking woman. Nipples on Twitter? Oh, yeah, you can do nipples on Twitter.
Yeah, you can do anything on Twitter.
That's right.
Yes, just give me a minute. Dad, what was it you needed?
They're called GIF tip penis stickers.
And they're to stop the pre from going all over.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have jizz tip penis stickers by any chance? What? Jizz tip penis stickers.
GIF tip, you idiot. GIF tip.
Oh, you don't? You guys don't?
Say that.
Explain to her what they are.
It's like something to stop pre-cum from coming out. It's like better than a condom.
Say it's a little sticker for the tip of your what.
Yeah, it's a little sticker for the tip of you know what.
I do like
Hold on,
that
Dad.
whispers.
I got it.
I like when he says pre-cum.
Yeah.
He never says the pre from going everywhere. He goes, it's just for pre-cum. Pre-cum.
It's really seedy.
Yeah, it is. He's going into Dwayne Reed's like their sex shops. What do you
8:30?
Hey, what do you guys? I know it's 8:30.
I was looking for penis stickers. They're called. We saw the. I'm on the phone with my father. He saw them online.
I'm on the phone with my.
Yeah, they're called penis stickers.
No,
Jif tip.
You've never heard of them?
Jif tip.
Just like something.
Jif tip penis stickers.
Penis stickers is what he's yelling at me on the phone. You guys don't have it? It's just like something like to stop pre-cum. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Strike two.
That was great, buddy.
Thank you.
To stop pre-cum. So he's leaning in.
Stop pre-cum. You keep saying pre-cum.
She brought over like the head pharmacist who was having none of it.
He didn't want to hear about your pre-cum at 8:30 in the morning?
No. And she looked even shocked when I said, it's for my father.
On to the next Dwayne Reed.
Yeah, is there any other Dwayne Reeds around there?
The one's like 7 blocks away.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, call us when you get there.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon. Safe travels.
Yeah. See you in 7 blocks, buddy. All right, we got the old hanger-upper on him. Perfect.
So they paid the money.
Well, so what happens is, I guess in the rules of this this group, the Black Death or whatever they're called, they don't kidnap mothers. And
Well, they say that, but
Right.
who knows? They're selling someone as sex slavery. How more? I mean, when I said these are the ones you'd want to kidnap because she got away. But I mean, normally if they're really selling you into sexual slavery, they're just they're not like you have morals.
Right. So they try to get. Here's where though they didn't have their shit together, because then they're like, okay, well, let's try to get $300,000. So they negotiated down to $60,000, which they didn't even get.
No, they said that what did they? And the guy went with her.
Yeah, he dropped her off at the UK embassy or whatever, and then they just arrested him.
Why would he go with her?
So stupid.
They're terrible negotiators.
Yeah, 300,000, 60,000. Okay, deal. How about 0? Fuck. Okay, but don't arrest me. Okay? No, we're gonna arrest you. Fuck.
How did they get them down? How did they tell him they were going to give him the money?
I think he called him.
Wasn't he in touch with her agent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were on the phone.
Is Bitcoin really that untraceable that you could do a deal like this?
Yeah.
You buy all kinds of shit on the.
No, but I heard it's all traceable on a certain level. Like it's not as anonymous as people think it is, because there is a way to figure out where.
No, what? I don't know. That's what people buy their child porn with. You think they'd bust everybody if it were traceable?
Well, maybe the investigation has to be pretty heavy to do it. You might have to really go deep to get it.
I think it's as untraceable as anything could get. Because that's what people buy. Everything you're not supposed to buy on the internet. That's what
the currency of the dark web.
Yes, but I do think that they have traced it back, because isn't it some mathematical? I don't know obviously what it is.
I don't think so, because I've never heard of a case in court being like, we found the records from Bitcoin. It's always like they have to go, like the Dread Pirate Roberts. They had to find him through. The only reason they found the guy who was in charge of the Silk Road is because they had to have undercover people using the Silk Road. Follow. It took years, and they finally found him in an internet cafe.
A library.
In a library, yes, with his computer open. They grabbed the computer and grabbed him.
I think the first way they got onto him was through a drug shipment to someone's house. And then they got that person working with them, I think. The drug shipments, because you have to send them to a real address.
Sure. All
this stuff. And they wound up, they kind of knew who he was, and they were watching where bundles were coming out. Like they were watching internet traffic in certain places when they knew he was online.
But I watched that documentary, and I never heard them talk about tracing Bitcoin.
Maybe they didn't in that documentary, but I have heard about how it is somehow traceable. It's not as anonymous as people think it is. And if someone could call up who knows about that, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just remember hearing that and being surprised.
Yeah.
Because if it's on the computer and it's translating into money, there has to be some kind of a transaction. Like
you get at the Staten Island Ferry.
You can, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but it has to come from an account.
Pass it every day. There's an ATM, Bitcoin ATM. I finally saw somebody using it the other day.
Oh, boy.
And what, are they taking cash out?
Bitcoins.
Yeah.
They were taking them out?
Putting coins. No, well, you were putting money in and you're getting Bitcoins, right?
I guess. I don't
Physical Bitcoins.
Yeah.
Like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, maybe that's where you can't trace
like the Chuck E. Cheese ones.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's actually what they use now.
How much is a
Chuck E.
Bitcoin?
Cheese is just on cards.
A Bitcoin's like $100,000 or something, $10,000, whatever it is. A Bitcoin's very expensive.
So how do you buy something for less than a Bitcoin?
It's like tuppence a bag, like Mary Poppins.
I don't know what that means.
It's like 50 cents or something. You know what I mean? Like stuff is way less than a Bitcoin. Like you can buy drugs for a quarter of a Bitcoin, or a tenth of a Bitcoin, or whatever it is.
And what is a tenth of a Bitcoin? Like what does it leave you with? 9/10 of a Bitcoin left?
I way estimated $100,000. I just made that up. But one Bitcoin right now. Well, they just split Bitcoin though, right?
I don't know.
I think they just split Bitcoin.
So it's a good time to buy.
Yes, Bitcoin just split between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash or something like that.
But it's so volatile that like you could easily lose all your money in a day.
You could, right?
Or you could
double it and triple it. So it's $3,300 right now is what one Bitcoin is worth.
No, I'm not buying any Bitcoins.
Just buy one.
Buy one.
No.
Yeah.
I have a Bitcoin. I'll chew it. No, I don't want a Bitcoin.
Is this a real Bitcoin? Buy a few.
It's but so somebody will say 1/50th of a Bitcoin.
See, Bitcoin cash price and Bitcoin price. So now people are trying to figure out, right? So they're like, okay, Bitcoin split. So now it's between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. So it's obviously it's half. The same way when a stock splits, you double the amount of shares that you have, but the shares are worth half as much, meaning that it becomes potentially a good time to invest in the stock.
Yeah, if the stock split. Is that what happened here, the stock split or the company split?
The Bitcoin itself split. The value of the Bitcoin split.
So you just cut it in half?
Yes, you cut your coin in half. The physical coin is now cut in half.
This seems way too complicated.
And then half of it is Bitcoin Cash, and the other half is Bitcoin. It's like Microsoft Blue and Microsoft Red.
When the blockchain splits, a blockchain, who exactly was given access to Bitcoin Cash, and how big is the market for I just don't get it. I'll never get it.
So people are trying to figure out.
Yeah, you won't. We've gone over this like a million times.
Do you get it either? I
mean, I do, but I don't. You know, because it's not my world.
People are trying
to easily forget about it.
People are trying to figure out: do I buy a bunch of Bitcoins right now because they're cheaper and that's going to go up, or do I buy Bitcoin Cash?
What's the difference?
It just split, and Bitcoin Cash is the split.
What is Bitcoin Cash?
It's the other half of the Bitcoin. They split Bitcoin, and so now it's like if you had.
It's like a new company.
If you had two Bitcoins, it's split.
One
and
Bitcoin, one Cash. But so Bitcoin Cash is not a thing; it's a name for more. It's a name for the
other
Bitcoin.
half for the split,
like a company name.
Right? Exactly. Precisely. So people are trying to figure out because, like Travis said, it's so volatile that Bitcoin itself could just evaporate, and now everything's Bitcoin Cash, or vice versa, or they both go up, or they both go down, or one goes up, one goes down.
I'm going to text my accountant right now.
Okay, what are you going to text him?
I'm going to ask my guy who buys my stocks, if we should be getting Bitcoin.
Right.
Let's see. Would you be happy if I lost everything?
In Bitcoins?
Yep.
I'd be ecstatic. If all that you've worked for over the last 20 years just blew up in front of your face because you invested in Bitcoins.
You think I was an ass?
I think it was great. I would encourage you every step of the way to invest all your money in Bitcoins. Who knows? You might make a ton of dough. But I don't think you'd sell at the right time. And I'd really hope that you lost.
All right, Kevin in Philly. Okay, Kevin, you buy stuff with Bitcoin, right?
I do, yeah, pretty consistently.
So how do you buy them? Like when you want to buy, will you use your credit card or you put cash in a machine? How do you get them?
I'll explain real quick. So there's third-party websites out there that you can purchase direct from. The one I use is called Coinbase.com.
Coinbase.com.
Yeah, so they actually just froze all Bitcoin assets temporarily because of the split that happened between the two. But long story short, when you purchase something off Coinbase.com, I use my credit card and acquire the Bitcoin address essentially. And what sucks is what happens is right away it gets flagged by a credit card company. Your credit card gets shut down because they think it's an illegal purchase. So you need to clear that. But long story short, once you're given that address of what your Coinbase coin actually is, or excuse me, what your Bitcoin coin actually is, it can't be traced. The only way it's traced is on the second layer. So if someone seizes my computer, they'll see the email confirmation that I had for this Bitcoin purchase with that specific address. But any kind of transaction that you make, though, on the front line from a Bitcoin to Bitcoin purchase cannot be traced. There's thousands of computers connected to that one transaction that you can't bring it back. You really can't.
Okay.
So Bitcoin is like a Napster of currency, where it's like on Napster you download a song,
pieces of it,
but you're not downloading that song from one person's hard drive. That's why it was so hard to arrest anybody, because it would take the first word,
like torrents,
from that one, like torrents.
But doesn't there have to be?
I don't do that, but that's what I hear.
Doesn't there have to be? To make sure that the value is
Mr.
what it says it is, doesn't there have to be a way to balance it out in the entire picture? like, I'm not saying this right, but if it's pulling little pieces from everywhere, how do we know, or how does anything know that it's pulling the right amount of pieces unless you're able to actually make a connection? Yes, it pulled A, it pulled B, it pulled C, it pulled D. Boom, it works. So isn't there a way to trace where it pulled A and B and C and D from if you're meticulous enough and you have the time?
So like this, like those little Middle Eastern kids in Argo that were putting together those shredded documents. Remember that? Those little Middle Eastern kids, and they'd get all the shredded paper.
Right.
And they'd just sit around in an office, and they'd try to tape together documents, and all of a sudden they tape together Ben Affleck's photo. And it was like, oh, fuck, he's got to get to the airport.
Yeah.
What if that could happen with Bitcoin?
Is there a way to do it like that where they piece it together?
No, there isn't.
Okay.
There's thousands of anonymous computers. If the algorithm is built, these thousands of anonymous computers keep the transactions hidden. What's more interesting is the owner, the quote founder. No one knows who founded Bitcoin. They don't know if it's a guy or an entity. But what they do know is there's people out there daily tracking this guy's shares because he owns, or this entity owns, if you translate it into U.S. dollars, $4 billion U.S. dollars.
Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, no one knows it. And if he sells his shares, though, it's like a real-world economy. The entire market will die. So anybody investing in Bitcoins, like you said, Jim, don't fucking do it. Because if this guy starts selling off even a fraction of his shares that they're monitoring, the entire economy will dip on it.
So if he just wakes up one day and decides, I want to be an asshole.
Yeah, he can.
Or like,
just crash the whole system.
Fuck it. You know, be even better than Bitcoins? Have a little cash in the bank.
They said,
like, what do I need all these Bitcoins for?
Kevin, they said his name is, again, I know that they're speculating, Satoshi Nakamoto. And they said that they don't know if that's actually him. But if they know that the stocks are owned, there's no way for them to trace where the stocks go. Like what bank has them, and by that, what guy has the account?
Yeah, and that's where it gets really shady. No one knows. So he could be selling them all for all we know, but in different ways, in different venues. And I hope he is for his sake. I mean, the guy's sitting on a lot of money. So.
Do you get to
thank you, Kevin.
Do you get to come up with a fun screen name to go with your Bitcoins?
Oh, all right, we have another guy, so I'll go to this.
So they're like, oh, I know all these Bitcoins came from Wrestling Guy 44.
Oh, that would be you.
That'd be my name. That'd be cool.
Sean in Montreal.
Hey, Jim. How's it going?
Hi, buddy.
Hey, so Satoshi Nakamoto is not necessarily a guy. He could also be a woman. It could be a group of people. It could be the government. Nobody knows.
Okay.
Like the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Right. It's the name used by the person or persons. Okay, so that's probably not his name. Okay.
Kaiser Soze.
Yes.
Kaiser Soze.
Yeah. Fucking walked with a limp.
Pirate Robertson.
Yeah, he did. We know.
I don't think it's Dread Pirate Roberts' son. I don't think that was his name.
So, is it totally untraceable? Kevin was saying it's totally untraceable.
No, every transaction is actually traceable. It's all on an open ledger where everyone can see it. But if you know what you're doing and you know how to use the Tor network and you know how to hide your IP addresses, it can be untraceable.
Okay. Yeah, but the ledger is what I was thinking of. Ledger.
Yeah, but it doesn't say who did
it's an
what.
open ledger.
Okay.
It doesn't say
also,
who.
It's important to point out that there are other altcoins, and they're just like Bitcoin, and those are completely untraceable, like Monero, Zcash. People actually use that on Alphabay and the dark web and stuff like that because that is completely anonymous.
What did you say? Something Bay? What is that? Monero Bay? What the fuck is that?
Alphabay is like it's another kind of Silk Road, and there's other currencies like Monero, like Zcash, which are
they're trying to undercut
cryptocurrencies. There are other cryptocurrencies that are based entirely on anonymity.
Plus,
so nobody can even trace where the transactions come from and stuff like that.
And they give you your Bitcoins for cheaper.
What? No.
Oh, I would get it if it's for cheaper.
Yeah, they're undercutting the competition.
Isn't the Tor network slower when you use it on a computer? Tor, yeah, using Tor.
Yeah. If you're using it for images and stuff like that, then it will be slow. But if you're just using it for small amounts of data like financial transactions, then it's relatively quick.
But it's slow if you're doing it for others. Because I think they said it's good for like bloggers and things like that in countries that are very repressive, and like in Iran or China, where you want to say stuff that's anti-government, it can protect you.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody can find out where exactly the source of the content is coming from. And there's another thing called I2P, if people want to look into that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I2P.
Hey, Chip. Spell iCup.
Fucking IKUP.
All right, go on, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, home run. Yeah. So yeah, there's the I2P network, which is another kind of anonymity network where IP addresses are obscured and hidden.
Man, I downloaded.
Thank you very much, buddy.
I downloaded the Tor browser on my computer because I wanted to see, but I didn't get it.
I would love to see.
Yeah, I got scared. I went to YouTube and then I stopped using it.
I would love to see if it's. It doesn't do anything damaging. I'm sure.
I got scared though. I was like, I feel like this is suspicious. It's still on my, but still, like when I take like screenshots of my home screen, you can see the Tor browser in my dock. So then people are gonna think that I'm like super like cool and like hacksaw, but I don't know how to use it and I'm scared of it.
But isn't the Tor browser like? I've never seen one of these sites. Are they set up like regular websites?
Well, I don't think that they're. I think that they're designed for the Tor browser, so they're not graphically cool. Like they look like shit. Like they look like beginner websites because the Tor browser, I guess, is slow.
So like GIFs don't come up.
Oh,
there's not so many
it's
GIFs.
slow. I see. Okay.
I
So
wouldn't even use it.
From what I've seen, and I don't know, because like I said, I am terrified of the Tor browser. Oh my god! Okay. Where's Chrome? But I think it's like it's bare bones for a lot of these, like the Silk Road and stuff like that. They design them to be pretty bare bones so that you can just find your drugs and weapons.
Shitloaf is on. Hello.
Maybe get some dick stickers off the Silk Road.
Hello, S to the L. What's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hold on a second, Dad. I just got to get to the front.
And are you at a Dwayne Reed 7 blocks away?
Yes, sir.
How about you talking to your mom this time?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, no.
Say, how about?
It's gonna be grandmother next time.
Yep. You're talking to your grandmother. Do you have them, and do you have them in different colors?
Yeah, Mom wants to.
Hang on, Nana.
Hold on, Nana.
Hang on, Nana. She wants to know if you have them in different colors.
Someone found the anonymous Bitcoin billionaire. That's not him.
That's Chip with his sunglasses upside down.
Hi. I'm on the. Do you have any dick stickers by any chance? It's something to stop.
They're called the GIF. Say, hold on, Mom. Say, hold on, Mom.
Over there. Hold on, Mom. Hold on. You just have the condom. You don't have the, because she says that she saw it online and it has different colors and she wants.
They cover the whole of your wiener.
By the condoms, she just wants it. Yeah, basically, it just covers the tip of your wiener. So.
The whole.
Just the hole.
Oh, just the hole. I'm sorry, just the hole. Relax.
Say it's called the GIF tip. It's called the GIF tip, honey.
It's called like a jizz tip.
No, GIF. GIF.
Stop saying jizz tip. It's called the GIF tip, and it's meant
I'm
to.
sorry. It's called the GIF tip. I'm sorry.
And it stops.
Mom,
Yeah.
relax. I'm sorry. I got the brand wrong.
The jizz tip is what you want if you're a waiter.
It's it stops the pre.
You guys don't have it. It's something that stops it.
Stops what? What does it stop?
what?
What does it stop?
It stops the pre-cum. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, come home, sweetie.
You don't want to send him to the food emporium?
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Do you think
I think the food emporium might have it.
All right. Let us know when you're there. Travel safe.
Just send him some sex shops down Chelsea area. I'm sure they got him.
Yeah, I wonder if they do have them there.
I'm sure.
A handsome Rob just got here. And he's giggling because it's starting to rain outside.
Oh no!
And Anthony's walking around everywhere looking for
jizz tips. You hear him? You hear Rob giggling?
Let's send him downtown in the rain.
The poor kid.
But yeah, I never really did anything with the Tor browser. I just realized it was still there. Tor browser is the web browser that they use to get to the dark web because it stops your IP address from being traced.
But the Tor browsers and IP blockers and all that stuff, do they stop your ads from like those ad trackers? Because if it can't track can they stop you from having all those annoying? Like I went and looked for.
You want to know if you can like disable cookies?
You mean like
on a Tor browser?
Like if you're on the Tor browser, like if you go to Bonobos, and then you're on the Tor browser, will the Bonobos ad pop up when you're on Mediaite or whatever other website? I would imagine. Well,
if it's an IP address blocker,
I would think number one, yes. I would think, but I would also feel like you wouldn't do your day-to-day browsing on the Tor browser.
Yeah, I would think that it's just for buying your weapons and drugs.
Oh, really? I thought if you just use it instead of Explorer.
And models that aren't mothers.
Yeah, I think you would specifically only use the Tor browser for stuff that you didn't want.
Is there a search engine in the Tor browser?
Yeah, probably Bing.
Yeah, Bing is the because Bing is more of like a hacker browser. Like Bing is the more if you really know what you're doing, you Bing.
Wait, can't you get a Tor on your phone?
Can you get the
Tor browser?
I don't know. Let's look. It wouldn't be in the App Store, right? You'd have to jailbreak your phone, I would think.
Yeah, mine is jailbroken.
Ooh? Your phone's jailbroken?
I mean, you could use any.
That's not the same as jailbroken.
Oh, okay. Well, why wouldn't you be able to get it in the App Store?
I doubt Apple would approve.
I'm going to look for the Tor browser in the Tor, T-O-R. Let's see what we got.
I bet you can get it. Why? It's not illegal. There's nothing illegal about it. It protects you.
There is.
No, you're right.
There are Tor-powered browsers in the App Store. There's a Red Onion is a Tor-powered web browser for anonymous browsing. So there are browsers on your phone.
I'm going to download one and see if it does anything. Yeah, because they're not just for nefarious purposes.
It's $1.99.
I don't care. I'll just download it and delete it.
Well, expense it.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Download and delete it. Just throwing dollars out, huh?
David has a very interesting point.
Heavily invested in Bitcoin.
David, West Virginia, not a bad question.
What? Hey guys.
Hey.
What if the guy that actually runs it isn't a guy, but it's the robots trying to get us to invest all our money in Bitcoin so they can cripple our economy?
What if it's
and
AI?
That's how they take over.
I would say there's a huge likelihood of that. Trying to get people to invest in Bitcoin, and then we got no money to build robots to stop the robots.
Exactly.
Thank you very much,
David. Don't do it, Jim. Don't do it. Cancel that.
I didn't mean to hang up on you, buddy. I won't. I hit that too soon. I was reading an article last night about they were saying the AI could just be the natural extension of what we are.
AMAC 2001 on Twitter just tweeted, I don't even mean to interrupt you, but he tweeted, can a Bitcoin get this duct tape off my back? I don't think so. But you would think that you were reading an article that...
just about, is it just an extension of who we are? Like, instead of obsessing about being taken over by it, why don't we just enjoy it? It's going to make our lives better. Because sooner or later, human life is going to stop existing anyway.
Because I think AI is the first time that there is like, oh, I see where human life ceases to exist. It's in that.
No, but it's probably going to be a natural disaster. And maybe AI will survive where we won't. Or maybe we'll somehow merge with that. Right there, top left, that was it. Troy, right there with the blue thing. That was the story.
This one.
Artificial intelligence will lead to the human
soul, not destroy it, right. It says Elon Musk... I'm tired of talking about Elon Musk. He said...
me too. Elon Musk can't even keep a girlfriend. He's going to tell me about AI. Get the fuck out of here.
Concerns are entirely logical if all that exists is physical matter. If so, it'd be inevitable that AI, designed by our intelligence but built on a better platform than biochemistry, would exceed human capabilities that arise by chance. So if literally physical is all there is and there is no spiritual realm, then AI is a problem.
Right.
But if there is a spiritual realm, then AI is not a big problem because we move on.
Because there'd be no spiritual realm for the AI, obviously.
Right, because it's a physical thing, but it is a better platform than biochemistry.
So Elon Musk is basically saying like, oh, if you guys love God so much, AI shouldn't be a problem.
But there is an interesting, go down a little bit, because it says that there's certain things it can't do. It says what we know about the human mind suggests that AI will not happen, full AI. Physical matter alone is not capable of producing whole and subjective experiences, like watching a sunset while listening to seagulls, and the mechanisms proposed to address the known shortfalls of matter versus mind. Like, I guess, I don't know what this means. Emergent properties are inadequate and false, whatever. Okay, it loses me there. But it's saying, like, real human experiences it can't have. So these weird things that make us, the AI will just have data. It won't have this, whatever that thing is. It probably will not have.
Yeah, I guess how could you, right?
Yeah, unless we program it.
Unless you somehow create
unless the program's
it, it's all manufactured.
But then again, if it's all mental, I mean, every experience we have somehow goes through a mental. So if it's all mental, who knows? Maybe they'll have better ones.
If Elon Musk is such this like genius, billionaire, rich guy,
he is. He's all of those things.
Well, how come he couldn't keep Amber Heard satisfied then?
Maybe he got sick of her.
Oh, you think he broke up with her? He's
Is
like,
that Johnny Depp's ex?
I think so, right? Isn't that the girl that left Johnny Depp? Because they said she was dating Elon Musk for like a year. And now she's not dating him anymore.
How do you blow it with fucking Elon Musk?
I mean, that seems like a no-brainer home run.
I don't care if all he wants to do is have you eat his ass in a Tesla. You fucking do it.
Lock that shit down.
I'd love to be Elon Musk.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you take advantage of it?
Yep. Hot girls.
I would feel like if you were Elon Musk, though, the distractions would cause you to maybe not
invent
and evolve as much as he does.
Shitloaf is at the Food Emporium. Hello.
Oh, good.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm walking up to the cash register right now because there's no information desk.
Well, good. The cash register's better anyway.
I mean, I can't walk up to produce.
No.
And I'm sure you'd want me to.
And don't say, do you have? Say, where would I find?
Where would I find GIF tip penis covers?
Oh, this poor woman. She's a very sweet old woman.
So is the woman you're talking to, your grandmother.
Yeah. Hold on, Nana.
Hold on, Nana.
Oh, I found someone your age.
I'm second in line.
Yeah, you are. You're a big number 2.
Yep. Steaming pile of number 2.
He's been helping a number 2.
Oh, God.
You're crushing it out there, buddy. You're crushing it on the field. I love this.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you,
gonna find us some dick stickers before the day's out.
I hope
can feel
so.
it. I can feel
Well, we
it.
have to order them.
I guess we could have just ordered them online, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, let's see if Food Emporium has them.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty sure that's
I
the only
mean,
place you can go.
See if the Food Emporium has them.
I'd heard a rumor. Okay, and when she says no that she doesn't have them after a little while, I want you to say, but I thought that this store had made a change just for me. Okay? Will you do that for me?
Of course I'll do that
Thank
for
you. Food Emporium. Food Emporium.
Someone's got my kind of quality.
GIF tip penis stickers. It's GIF tip penis stickers I'm looking for. It's like a contraceptive you put on the tip of your penis to. You guys don't have it?
So hold on, Nana. Let me ask.
Hold on, Nana. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Tell her it's for the
grocery
pre-cum.
store. I'm sorry. Okay.
Tell her it's for the pre-cum. Say pre-cum.
It's for pre-cum. Okay. I'm almost like getting escorted out of the building. Oh, okay. I'm going.
I'm glad that you went back. You're a good man for
line too, but she was rushing me along.
Yeah, I think that.
No, you're a good man for what you did.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, come on back.
Get home safe.
I'm coming home.
Okay, we just get him on.
Yeah, bring me a decaf, iced coffee.
Cold brew?
No, just decaf iced
got
coffee. Decaf. Thanks. Godspeed.
Bye.
Be safe. Big kiss.
In hindsight, we could have just ordered them online, I guess.
I think so too.
Yeah,
this was more fun.
But still, yeah, I'm glad we know.
I'm surprised the stores don't have. Maybe they're really new, or they're who knows? Are they FDA approved?
Or people are just going like, "What the fuck would you put a sticker on your dick for?"
I don't understand that. I'd be so scared it would pop off.
Yeah, or that you wouldn't like line it up right, and so some would just dribble out the side. What if there's like a little, when you put a sticker on and there's a wrinkle, like a little air bubble? You can get a little pre out of that air bubble.
Here's the legal disclaimer. Because it's not approved for anything anywhere, let's make this clear. Use GIF tip for novelty, pleasure, convenience, fun, or entertainment. Thou shalt not use for pregnancy or STI prevention purposes.
Oh, okay. So these are just fun dick stickers.
What's an STI?
Sexually transmitted infection.
Oh, infection. Okay.
They changed it.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know. A couple years ago. I think it's just a broader term.
Oh, okay.
I bet it's because infection sounds better than disease.
It does. Disease is such a stigma, too.
Yeah, infection sounds like open sores. And that's the last thing you'd want. Diseases you could get by with.
You want to hear about Opera VPN?
Do I want to hear about what?
Opera VPN. We talked about this yesterday on the phone. David? Hi, David, Long Island.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Hello, David.
Hi. So you can download this app called Opera VPN, so you can go to all of the sketchy porn sites that have links to like MP4s and like 1080p HD videos. And it blocks all of the ads that come through.
So
you're failing.
You just go because the porn is of a higher quality?
Well, yeah, why waste your time?
Yeah, no, I get it. But what's it called? Opera VPN?
Yeah, OPERA.
Does it block your VPN?
Oh yeah, there's an Opera app on the iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah, but can you
Where is it?
You can you just turn it on and then you see the VPN in the corner. And
yeah, but when you use when you use the app, can you accidentally find stuff that you're not supposed to find?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That sounds
I mean, you'd have to be looking for it.
That's no. What if it just pops up? That's why I'm so terrified of it, because some shit that you're not. There are things that it's illegal just to see, just to have it in front of your face.
You're not going to be looking for that stuff.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Looking for it. All you'd have to do is go to a website. It doesn't show you any ads.
I don't know. I don't trust it. I just look at the ad. RedTube is fine for me. You know, there's all kinds of porn.
Thank you, David.
You can have RedTube without the ads.
I don't care about the ads. Some pop-ups come up. Some of the Brazzers scenes get cut short. Whatever it is, it's still a whole bunch of free porn.
It's without the ads?
Yeah, man.
You're going to stumble upon something you should not be stumbling upon.
Not if you just go on those regular... No, you're not. Not if you go on regular websites.
Yeah, right.
I don't watch porn on my phone.
That's what Hansel and Gretel thought. That's what Hansel and Gretel thought. They were like, there's no witches out here. I'd be a retard not to eat from that gingerbread house.
You think Sam is wrong, sir?
Sam's just a big old pussy.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a pussy for not wanting to find... well, I won't even say it.
Yeah, you're not going to find that stuff.
I jerk off to RedTube, and it's just fine. Yeah. You do that, Troy? Yeah. Has it ever stopped you from doing anything?
Nope.
It's totally fine. A little pop-up comes up, some girl on a webcam that's like, hey, for $13, I'll take my tits out. And I'm like, click.
Wait, why is it free?
What?
It's a free app.
Oh, boy. Because they trick you.
Yeah, 'cause it's a browser.
Oh.
Yeah.
The same reason
it's just a browser
Google
extension.
Chrome is free.
That shit's free?
How do they make money when they develop it, though? What's the upside for them to develop
Ads.
it?
There's no ads, though. It's opera.
Like the Salvation Army.
He says it's like the Salvation Army. It's just people that create this app because they think that the internet should be without ads. So they're like Robin Hood, and they create this thing that nobody makes any money off of.
All right, thanks, David.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I don't have anything problem with ads. It's just the way they pop up is so invasive. Again, a little ad once in a while is fine.
I used to think it was invasive, but then an ad popped up, and it was actually very helpful. And I downloaded Mac Cleaner. And so now that
Mac Cleaner, I haven't downloaded that.
Yeah,
actually.
that takes care of all the apps for me. It pops up, but what it's doing when it pops up is taking care of the other pop-ups. So that's no problem. I got Mac Cleaner and all that stuff.
It says Opera VPN would like to add VPN configurations.
Oh boy!
All network activity on this iPhone may be filtered or monitored when using VPN.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Cool. No ads, right? That's worth it.
Is there just a button that says okay?
I put don't allow.
Why? Sounds great to me.
You're not going to get the full experience.
Yeah, you're a pussy, Jim. You like ads instead of just giving your phone to somebody. You fucking pussy.
A listener just called in and said that it was safe. Why aren't you just doing it?
Well, I'm not.
Exactly. You probably.
Well, to be honest with you, if you get it in the ice and on the phone, if it's an approved app, it's probably decent. I mean.
Oh yeah. Opera's been around for a while. Like I remember downloading that years ago.
Oh, you did? Okay, so it's not gonna.
The browser, yeah.
Not on your phone though. Too much shit.
It's not going to poison my phone.
It might.
I'm just curious.
It might be
That's
poison.
I'm just curious.
You can take a look. I downloaded Tor because I was curious, but no way.
I just want to see if there's porn, if the ads don't pop up. It'd be so great.
I don't even want to Google porn on Tor.
Why?
Who knows what would come up?
You have nothing to be afraid of.
Everything to be afraid of.
You're not doing anything wrong. No, you don't.
If something, they go, well, why'd you have Tor on your computer then?
Because I want anonymous browsing.
Oh, what are you trying to hide?
The ads are fucking killing me.
Oh, is it that tough to deal with ads? They paint a picture.
Who's going to say that to you?
Lawyers.
No, they're not.
Lawyers and the media. Lawyers and the media. What would they say? What would happen if they said that? Giant radio star caught doing naughty things on his Tor browser.
What did Anthony do?
No, I was talking about me.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess we should.
You want to?
Yeah, I think we. Where is he?
He's here. Hang on.
Oh, he's here now?
I'll tell Roland.
Who? Our first guest?
John Jones, yeah.
Oh, he's here really, really early.
Yeah.
Like 40 minutes early. All right.
Well, you know what they say.
What?
If you're not early, you're not on time.
Ah, there you go.
I thought it's if you're not early, you're...
Probably is.
If you're late, if you're on time, you're late. Yeah.
Stand by, they're in the elevator.
Oh, should we take a break
Yeah,
then?
let's take a single or a quick... Want to take a quick break?
Yeah, we'll take a break.
All right, we'll be right back with John Jones. You have Damian Lemon coming in.
Yes.
Be right back. We're waiting for John to come on. I'm glad we took that break. I meant to announce before, the Chip podcast is up. The latest one went up last night, so if you want to get it, go to riotcast.com or go to YouTube or iTunes, whatever you want. And Sam's live show is on sale.
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday night. I don't remember the date.
August 16th, a week from this Wednesday. we'll be at the Highline Ballroom doing Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. So be there. HighlineBallroom.com here in New York City. Dan Soder's going to be there. A whole bunch of surprise guests, merch, the whole deal. It's going to be a very, very fun show. So go to HighlineBallroom.com or Not Sam across social media, and you can get tickets to the live Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Rob is walking down the hall very... I thought he wasn't here today.
Who? No, he just gets in. His hours are later.
Oh, he comes in a little later?
Yep.
Why, does he stay later?
He's part-time, so he gets here at 9.
Oh, I keep thinking he's an intern. I was thinking he's an intern.
No, he works here from, I think, 9 to 1 or something like that. I think those are his hours.
Oh, okay. So he has a few.
Just gets the video done for us.
Yeah, we just
thank
figured
you, Rob.
it's better for him to come in later so that he can do the video for us after the show.
Is this a decaf?
Yes, sir.
What a sweet boy.
Look
a
at you.
large.
That's
Look
a
at that.
big one.
That's too much.
Oh. Treat yourself, Jim.
But if it's decaf, I can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, why not indulge every now and then?
I don't know. I'm just taking care of me.
You know, why not?
Does your canker pad just soak up all that decaf coffee?
You know,
that's
I just
no
ate
good.
eggs with the canker pad in. But no,
Canker
it doesn't.
cover?
The canker cover. It dissolves.
Yeah, but still, before it dissolves, it might capture in all bad breath germs.
No. It's a small thing on the inside of my lip. I brushed my teeth this morning. I rinsed, whatever.
Did you rinse?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was just careful. But no, the old canker cover is a hit.
I was thinking that. I was getting a lot of tweets
Who wants
about
my
it.
canker cover?
A lot of people are hoping that you put it up for some kind of eBay auction or something.
Would you like it? If
Me
I put my
personally?
canker cover on your hand?
No, I would prefer not. I would prefer that you did not do that.
So I wound up going to a doctor last week because my sniffling in my nose it's the bane of my fucking existence. So I have to get we didn't talk about this on the air, did we?
No.
I have to get a CAT scan of my head because I want to get balloon sinuplasty.
What the heck is that?
Language, where they put balloons in your nose.
Oh, that sounds hilarious. You say that for your comedy special.
Why?
Just like you with balloons in your nose, blowing them up.
Is this your new bit?
Hey, it's Jim. Here's the balloon man.
No, they put them in flat and then they blow them up in your sinuses.
You look like Steve Martin in Little Shop of Horrors with that balloon mask on.
Yeah, no, these are to help me breathe a little.
I think it's a wacky new bit.
I do too.
You do?
I love balloon. Here comes balloon nose.
Yeah, you don't see the balloons, then the balloons expand.
Yeah.
Everybody laughs.
No, hang on. Oh, guys, before my first joke, I'm about to sneeze. Brrr.
Is it anybody's birthday?
Yep, and then they come out.
Did you see that video I posted of the guy who fell asleep at the show?
I was going to ask you how Atlantic City went in general, but
Tremendous.
I did. I saw you were in Atlantic City, what, Friday and Saturday?
Just Saturday, 2 shows Saturday. It's abnormal for me to do 2 shows on one night.
I felt bad because I went to a wrestling show on Saturday, and one of the people there were like, are you staying for the show? Because there was a meet and greet before the show that I went to. And then one of the guys was like, are you staying for the show or are you going to Atlantic City? This is on Saturday, this fan or whatever. And I was like, I'm staying for the show. Why? What's in Atlantic City? And he looked at me and he was like, your partner.
Yeah, but why would you feel bad?
Well, because I should have at least remembered you were going to be there.
No.
I was right by there.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I was right outside Philly. I was like,
okay.
I was real close.
Yeah,
You were
well,
right there and you didn't even visit Jim?
No, I was watching Deathmatch. I was watching a no-rope barbed wire exploding barbed wire baseball bat deathmatch. So
I think John is here.
I had other things going on.
I don't blame you.
I would like to ask you, though. We can bring in John, but I would like to ask you about Atlantic City and the sleeping man in the front row.
Yeah, we can discuss him. That was really humiliating. Hi, John.
Not a great place.
Hey, how are you?
What's up,
going
buddy?
on, John?
What's up?
How are you?
Really good. Good to see you guys.
You got to be feeling good.
Oh, yeah, I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cut your hair.
Yeah, it's down.
Do you like it, though? Because we don't necessarily like the cut. We don't think the back looks very good. Do you think that looks good?
Well, it's grown in a little bit. But...
It's got the taper going.
Yeah, there's a little taper to it.
Yeah, it's a New York thing. It's New York swag.
Right.
It looks good.
New York swag, Jim. You wouldn't know about that.
No, I certainly wouldn't. But
no, you don't.
you took all yours off. It looks good.
Who wouldn't? Sorry, understand that at all.
Jim isn't a New York swag type of guy.
Where you
No,
from,
I'm not.
Jim?
I'm from Jersey, so I'm a Jersey swag kind of guy. That means you just keep shaving until the gray doesn't show. It's humiliating.
Nice.
How come you took all yours off?
All right, funny answer. I watched the Tupac movie. And Tupac, he had the bald head with the goatee, and I was rocking it for a while. I was like, let me try the bald head with the goatee, and I loved it. Then I tried to trim my mustache, and can I say fucked it up?
Yeah, you can say fucked it up.
Completely fucked it up. And so now I'm just doing this kind of God of War look.
Isn't it great though?
Yeah.
It's easier. It's I love having like very little hair.
Yeah, oh, it's so much easier. Yeah, it feels different though. Like when you rub it, it's just such a foreign feeling for me. I don't know. The bald head is new for me. So, but anyways,
did you like the Tupac movie? I heard like mixed thing. I heard it was really good. And then some people said like that they didn't like it.
I loved it. So I grew up in a super like my dad's a pastor, and they were like I was super sheltered, and so. A lot of old music, like my dad just looked at it all as secular music, and it wasn't allowed in our house. So when I watch movies like Straight Outta Compton or this Tupac movie and stuff, I learned things about hip hop that most people already know.
Right.
So I actually learned a lot about the guy through this movie, and I developed a sense of respect for him.
Wow, it's funny. I couldn't watch rated R movies when I was a kid. Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the third down from being the oldest.
So your mom and dad were just strict about like what was in the house language wise?
Oh yeah, dude, it was bad. Like we didn't have cable TV. We didn't have cell phones until like our senior year in high school. We were never allowed to spend the night at people's houses growing up. My parents had this thing that was like after 10 o'clock, nothing good happens. So super sheltered. I think that's why I'm such a wild ass now. I'm like catching up for all the shit I missed out on.
Yeah, it's funny. That's what happens. It's like, like the preacher's daughter. Like when she gets out, it's like if you're raised really strict,
I mean, just
you
think
get
about
out
it
and you want to do something.
On what you just said, like most guys at some point in their lives, like that grew up around when we did, like wanted to be like Tupac in like 95, 94.
Right.
Like you're just like kind of catching up.
I'm
like,
just catching on,
oh
yeah.
shit, this guy was cool. I could be like
awesome.
Tupac now.
Oh yeah, that shit doesn't. Unfortunately, that gets you in a lot more trouble.
Yeah.
These days, try to be like Tupac.
But it's kind of fun to go back and learn stuff about something that's already a completed work or that's been there for 20 years. Like that's kind of, I love going back and grabbing stuff. By the way, I have a cankersore garden and it's
yeah, sure.
All right, it just came off as I'm talking.
Oh, of course.
All right, let me swallow it. Okay, cool. That's biodegradable. You're supposed
Wait,
to.
you said a cankersore guard?
Yeah, it's a weird little thing that you put on you. I cut my mouth with my mouth guard. I sleep with a mouth guard, so I put a sore in my mouth from grinding. So I put this canker guard on it.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, canker sore thing inside of my nose. But it wound up. It's biodegradable, so it just kind of dissolves, and it just kind of came off, and I just finished it. I'm glad I can talk a little bit.
Do you relate to Jim, like handling his injuries like you might in training or whatever? Like he sometimes gets an injury from his apnea mouth guard.
Well, I don't know what to say to that one, to be honest with you.
Congratulations, by the way.
I need more coffee.
Congratulations. It was a really weird fight to watch because I like you and I like DC, and it was like heartbreaking to watch him break down like that. But I was happy for you.
Thank you.
Because it's like you went through a time where things were fucked up, and now you came back and you were great.
Yeah, I do believe everyone loves a good redemption story.
Yeah,
and I was aware of that going into the fight, and leading up to the fight, and just try to do everything in my power to be that great comeback story, and this is what it's been, and the support has been tremendous. Just so many people writing me and talking about how just my story has inspired them to just keep moving forward, and it's great to be looked at as a person who is really hard to be defeated by life.
Did you because I thought he looked really good. Like he looked much looser, and he was getting inside. He was closing the distance really much better than I think in the first fight. At the end of the first round, I was looking at you sitting there, and you looked a little bit like, okay, I'm in a fight now. So how did you feel at the end of that first round?
After a round, actually, so I didn't warm up properly. After the first round, Daniel definitely was doing a really good job, and he was fighting a lot better than I expected him to fight. But my lungs were opening up, and any athlete would know the feeling where it's like when you do that first sprint and how you can't breathe, and then after you kind of warm up a little bit, you can you get your second wind and you can move a little better.
Right.
That's what I was going through after round one. I thought I had a great warm up, but I didn't focus enough on my lungs, and so dude, after round one, I was like, oh my goodness, like I was just focusing on some breathing exercises that I try to do. So I think that's what you saw, just that frantic look on my face. But after I got my breathing under control, I felt like I got my lungs warmed up. I got back to being calm, cool, and collected, and just having fun out there. But Daniel did a hell of a job, dude. He definitely was a lot better than he used to be, which makes me feel good about myself because I beat a better version.
Yeah.
After almost 2 years off. So something to be said about that.
How'd you feel about about his breakdown after the fight when they went to
bad for him.
interview him and he's crying
I felt bad for him. At the end of the day, there is no mercy in combat, and I mean, I do feel as if he would have won, it would have been a complete different energy. It would have been in your face. I'm the champ. I told you, I was the greatest. And I mean, literally, like in round 2, he was starting to talk to me. I've never had anybody talk to me during a fight before. He started pointing his finger at me and like, oh, you're missing, and saying all this shit during the fight. So, I mean, he was being arrogant, just thinking that he was going to win. I could only imagine the way he would have acted if he would have actually won. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm glad at the way that I handled the situation, because it definitely, it's helped me develop a lot of respect that I thought, was unsalvageable. And obviously it wasn't. The respect and the, just the fan support has been tremendous. So,
and I had interviewed you on UFC Unfiltered. We were talking about you possibly moving up to heavyweight, and you said, like, yeah, I kind of I've thought about it, but I want to make sure I pick the right guy. I don't want to go too heavy. I want to stay around 235. And then you call out Brock Lesnar, the biggest moose to ever fight in the UFC. What made you call out? I mean, is that just because that's a huge money fight?
Yeah, it's a big money fight. It's like I think I was inspired by Conor McGregor, to be honest with you, to just dare and to reach higher. I mean, me versus Brock Lesnar is somewhat equivalent to Mayweather and McGregor. I mean, a lot of people would assume that I would lose that fight. I mean, Brock Lesnar is super athletic. He was a Division I national wrestling champion. Yeah, he's older, but he's just a freak. I mean, he's a rare talent, and I don't know what the betting odds would be on that one. And so it's just like, you know what? Do the impossible. Be the David and the David and Goliath story. Sure. Just the same way, McGregor dares to compete against Floyd Mayweather. It's like, you know what? If you come up short, at least you have more balls than the average American to even step in there. But I mean, if you win, just the glory that comes with beating a Floyd Mayweather or beating a Brock Lesnar, right? It's huge.
What weight do you walk around at normally?
I walk around at about 230.
Okay, so you'd probably be giving up 25 or 30 pounds to him. I wonder what he walks around at. I mean, he fights like, what, 265?
I would imagine he's a fool about 275. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has to fight at 265.
265, yeah.
Do you know what is the likelihood of him getting into an octagon is? Because like a couple weeks ago is when they started saying that he was going to start trying to campaign for eligibility.
Yeah.
And then, but like this weekend, I was reading that he's not doing that anymore, and he's just using it as bargaining so he can stay with WWE.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't really looked into Brock Lesnar's situation too much. I know that once he enters the drug testing pool, he would have to complete 6 months of that. Right now, he's refusing to join in the drug testing pool. So, I mean, I'm not accusing him of being on steroids or whatever. I don't see why you wouldn't just start the process if you were being a clean athlete. But I don't know what's going to happen with him. But I know Brock's a great businessman, and I know he knows this will be huge money. And I'm 40 pounds lighter than him, so I'm sure that just the thought of being the first person to defeat me is really, it has to be running through his mind in the payday. So I'm sure the fight it's going to happen. It's just going to be a matter of time.
So even like, let's say today, he was like, okay, I'm gonna jump into that pool. It's 6 months before he can even think about having a fight.
Right.
I see.
But can you guys, if say he jumps into the pool now, can they at least book the fight and go, okay, we're looking at February?
Yeah, I would imagine they could start promoting the fight just the same way I was promoting my last fight while I was still technically suspended. So yeah, I'm sure they could do that for Brock.
Were you afraid at one point that your career was over? Did that and thought even though athletically you can still do it? Was there that point like I've just spiraled and I can't get out of this?
After the hit and run 2 years ago, I started thinking, man, there is no coming back from this. I mean, not to get into it, but it was so ugly. It was such an ugly situation, and I just felt like I was in an unforgivable position. And then I started getting talked to by mentors, and people was just saying, John, there's been so many athletes who's done so much worse. Not to compare yourself and make what you did any lighter, but I mean, there's been some athletes that's come back from terrible accusations or whatever, allegations, and so they was just like, what you did was a mistake. It was you being young, having too much fun. It's not like you are this malicious, terrible human being. You're just doing dumb shit, and you got to snap out of it and get back get back what's yours. And watching Anthony Johnson and Daniel Cormier fight for my title, and hearing these type of things, I just thought, man, you know what? I need to be out there. I started thinking, you know, potential is the worst. You know, to have talent and to not be using it, it's the worst. And I was just like, I'm gonna not only come back, but I'm gonna come back in such a triumphant way and just. And try to live the rest of my life better, ultimately, because I mean I think that's the real win in the whole situation is doing the right things moving forward. And so yeah, I to answer your question, I did think about quitting, but instead of actually quitting, like I think a lot of people would do when times go rough, I decided just to be on fire about life and about coming back and making it better than ever. And now we're here, you know, feeling like I'm sitting on top of the world again.
Well, it's hard too, like when you're such a young guy and like you're being considered this greatest fighter on earth. I mean, Tyson had a hard time with that. I mean, when everything is all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, this is the baddest man on the planet. I mean, this got to be difficult to not give in to any temptation.
What did it? Because like you said, like you were raised without any of this stuff as even a thing. Like at what point did you start to become this party guy?
I think just growing up kind of like we were definitely underprivileged family, and I think a lot of people, well, me anyways, I always had this desire to be the cool guy, sure, you know, to be popular and stuff like that, and you know, I became cool, you know, I became cool and famous and rich, and it was just like, wow, it was, you know, it was not a life that I ever expected to live, and slowly but surely, it just became harder and harder to turn down having a blast. And, you know, it just...
Sometimes it's that simple, right?
It really is.
I never got to have fun like this before, and now I just get to do whatever I want.
Yeah, do whatever you want. You just find yourself around a different reality than most people ever get to experience. And being a small town kid who grew up simple, man, it was a good dream come true. And now I see the danger in that, though. And you know, I'm grateful for all the struggles that I've been through.
But you were not.
I feel like my life experience is so high right now.
You were not cool growing up.
I mean, I was the prom king at our high school. So I mean, and you know what? The reason why I was the prom king was I wasn't like I was, like I said, I grew up super underprivileged or whatever. But I was the kid that was nice to everyone. So, you know, the kids in the special classes, you know, I knew a few of them and I was nice to them. You know, the nerdy kid over there or the poor kid over there or whatever, like the kid with a disability, I knew their names and I was friends with everyone. And so I had the people's vote. And so it was actually funny when I saw myself on the ballot with all the popular kids. You know, I was like, how in the hell am I even up here? And it was a surprise to everyone, but I ended up winning that. And it just showed, you know, just
be nice to people.
Be nice to people, yeah. Treat people with respect, and it won't go unnoticed.
Do you feel like you appreciate it more now? Because like whenever you face losing something, or whenever something's taken away, or you can't do it for a while, it stinks, and you're like, this is what life would be like if this was gone. And now you have it back, and you won. Do you think you'll look at it a little bit differently now? And
absolutely, yeah. My appreciation for it, for being the UFC light heavyweight champion has grown tremendously. At one point, I thought that I just couldn't lose, and I just thought I was just designed to win, and I can do whatever I want and still go out there and win. And I just took it all for granted. And now I realize that it's possible to be defeated, and that the window is actually not as big as I thought it was. And so that I need to do all the right things to look myself in the mirror every night and know that I'm giving myself the best chances to be an absolute legend of this sport. And it feels good to dare to be great and actually put your true best self forward. And that's who I am today, and that's what I'm trying to do today.
What's the conversation like with Dana White when you have to pull out of a big advertised fight 3 days before the fight because of the drug test that was after the So, because I would imagine he's got to be furious. Because I remember that press conference, and he's like, he's beat red when he's doing the press conference because he's just found out that this big. Because I mean, you know, it's not a Floyd Mayweather fight, but it's a money.
It was a massive fight,
and it's his business, and like, and now, and he doesn't know at that time that there's other stuff going on.
Yeah, UFC 200 was projected to be the biggest fight in MMA history. I was the headline of it, and through a tainted supplement, which was a total mistake. The fight was canceled, and Dana White was really, really upset. Said a lot of things that I'm sure he regrets, and there really wasn't much conversation between him and I.
So he doesn't like call you up and rip your head off?
No. No, I mean, he definitely expressed to my team that he was disappointed in the way things happened, and tried to put it, tried to explain it to us from his point of view, saying, John, listen, there's a lot of sponsors and there's a lot of people who invest in these UFC events going down. And when the main event drops out, there's millions of dollars lost. And so we got that, and I've been super apologetic about it, but at the same time, it was a true mistake, and we live and we learn.
Yeah. I mean,
it was just bad timing too.
Yeah.
It was to come from a series of stuff that you were correcting,
right? For
then that mistake to just happen right at that time.
It was
terrible.
It was terrible. Yeah, because like I said, 2 years ago, I was actually getting in some real trouble, like legal trouble. I was living young, wild, and free, a little too free, and I almost lost my freedom because
wasn't free.
Yeah.
It wasn't free actually.
So like that was all 2 years ago, and then I did a lot of things to get back to being able to fight at UFC 200 a year ago, and then to take a male enhancement pill that was designed for your private life.
Sure.
To have that be tested and to find out that it was a tainted supplement, it was like, none of the fans really cared to get into the court case and the science behind everything and how it happened, to actually realize, okay, this kid actually has never taken steroids. This was an honest mistake. Even USADA quote it, John Jones is not a drug cheat. This is negligence. He didn't realize that, or whatever. A lot of people they never cared to do the homework. So my image was that I had taken a steroid, and it was the biggest hit because I literally spent sleepless nights, figuring out ways to get back in the game, and then to have it all taken away with an honest mistake. It was terrible. It was something I had to really fight hard to get back from. But now we're here.
And people don't understand what those with the pills like Viagra, Cialis, or whatever they are, or even the over the counter ones. That sometimes they're like, "What do you need that for?" It's like, no. Sometimes it's just nice. Sometimes I take them a lot. Yeah. I actually made myself stop taking them because for me it was like I began to rely on them, and I was worthless without them.
So honest.
Oh man, I love those things so much.
So honest.
Yeah. But they just give you a little extra oomph. But it doesn't mean that you can't function without them.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, your sinuses get messed up. I'm actually going to have my sinuses checked again. Oh,
how many are you taking?
Oh, dude, it was back in 2003 when I went to Brazil with my friends. We were popping 100 milligrams, and it was ugly. It was ugly.
He's taking them like multivitamins.
You're the real deal.
Over the counter 100 milligram Viagra's. It was bad news.
My manager over there. Wow.
But it does mess up your sinuses a little bit, I think, on some level. Because I got to go for this. Whatever. I got to get this. That thing that Cody Garbrandt does, that balloon sinuplasty. Have you heard about that?
I think I saw something. Yeah, a little bit about it. Yeah.
But I'm wondering if part of it was those pills because they make you so congested.
Do they?
Yeah, maybe you have good sinuses and they didn't affect you.
I'm not taking 100 milligrams.
Though.
Yeah, that's how I knew it was going to be a good time when she was on her way over. I'm like, I can't breathe.
Get bad for her.
Yeah.
It was funny too because when that started to come out, Jim was one of the first guys to defend you because he was like, yeah, that happens, and of course he would be taking them, and because other people who aren't a part of the culture or world or whatever, married dudes or whatever, they're like, wow, that doesn't make any sense. And Jim was like, it makes all the sense.
Well, if you're married, you still use it with your wife.
I was going to say, I'm engaged, and I'm like, dude, when I do take it, my wife's like, oh my. I call her my wife because we've been together for so long. Mm-hmm. Oh, someone's happy to see me tonight. You know what I mean? It's just like you freaking, you have at it, and then literally, I don't know, freaking 20 minutes, it's like it never happened. You're just ready to have at it again. You know?
Oh my God.
I mean, you want to keep your old lady real happy, gentlemen.
Absolutely. And it just makes you, it takes away that pressure. The pressure of like, all right, is everything going to be okay? Like once that's there, it's like, whew, all right, that's handled. For me, I have a different path than you. I'm not an athlete. I'm in bad shape, but I need the work.
But are you ready
to about lick your dick? You're good.
Are you ready to go again? Like he just 20 minutes later? Can you?
No, I'm not. That's where we part company. No, I'm still a one and done, but the one is okay.
Yeah, okay. No, you're a stamina guy. Do you got some stamina on you?
You know, I do, but it's only because I'm so mentally messed up. Like, I'm always in my head about stuff, and I don't know how to focus on the real live moment.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's awful. Believe me, it's awful. I was with a girl one time, and I looked down, and she was like really, like she was closing her eyes, which obviously not to have to look. But I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how do you just relax and enjoy a moment? I can't do it.
Oh,
it has to be like fueled by thoughts and craziness.
You're more likely to lose an erection than to come too quick.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. But, yeah,
great.
Yeah, but those pills are for that. They're good.
Perfect.
So I'm sorry for you. Like once you're done fighting, you'll be able to. I
done fighting. I'm trying to get like an endorsement deal right now. Cialis, if you are listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baddest guy on the planet uses these.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is there a way to get any of those that don't have that one thing in there? That was was it just that one supplement that was tainted, or all of them have that?
So I try not to get into it too much, but I mean, I'll briefly kind of explain how it happened. One of my teammates gave me a pill. He said, "Hey, John, this stuff will rock your girl's world," right? So I took the pill and ended up getting tested by USADA like 3 days later. I welcomed them to my house. Yeah, everybody have a seat. Bring everybody water bottles. It was normal procedure.
Sure.
And come to find out before the fight, that I was drug tested, and that drug test 3 days before the fight, the results showed up closer to the fight, and manager called me over to his room. John, you aren't fighting. You failed the drug test. You have estrogen blockers in your system. At the time, being a clean athlete, I've been super outspoken about being a clean athlete. Well, not steroids, anyways.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, and so I had a lot of educating myself to do about what estrogen blockers even were. So anyways, to make a long story short, we took all my supplements to a private lab, and it was super expensive. We had them test everything that I take, and I take very generic things. I take like fish oil and multivitamin, protein, everything, very normal things that every man should try to have in their diet, you know, for general health. And so my manager said, John, is there anything that's just out of the norm that you took? And I was like, I had to think hard on it. I was like, there was a sex pill. So we took the sex pill down, we mailed it to a private lab, and we ordered these sex pills straight from the website and had it delivered straight to the private lab. And the lab tested these pills, and what we've come to find out was there were 5 ingredients listed on the actual package of these pills. And what the lab found was 7 ingredients in the pill. So there were 2 things in the pill that weren't advertised.
Which, had you read them, you would have said, "Oh, okay, that's no good."
Right, I can't take that. Right, so they sure enough, and the crazy thing about the pills was we had several different packets of the pills tested, and the numbers were always different. So these 2 ingredients that were not advertised, and some pills there would be really high doses, and other pills that would be almost 0. So what that told us was that the factory that we're working with. They're not cleaning their material, their machines properly, and so they're mixing several different supplements on the same machines, and so you're causing all your different supplements that you sell to be somewhat contaminated with things that aren't advertised.
Oh, so wait, that stuff wasn't even in the pill. It was more because the factory was not cleaning the machines. Okay,
right. So does that?
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
It's like when you get a juice from one of these trucks outside, right? And they use the same blender every time, and if you're allergic to strawberries, you better not use that truck.
You're getting strawberry in your shit. And so that's what happened. And I'm grateful that USADA dug so deep into it, man. USADA's the real deal.
Yeah.
They're lawyers, and just the way they handle shit, it was real. And so I was glad to go against them, because what they actually got to prove throughout this whole process is that it was totally unintentional, and there were never any steroids involved, and it was an honest mistake. But they had to punish me because, I didn't ask them, hey, can I take this sex pill? And so they said it was negligent for me to just take a random sex pill.
Okay.
Male enhancement without checking with USADA first. There's steps that we can take to avoid any of this stuff from happening. And if I would have said, hey, can I take this generic brand, this Cialis or this Viagra or whatever, they would have said, yes, this is clear, blah, blah, blah. But me, I took some off counter or whatever, a random male enhancement pill, and I could have avoided this whole situation by just asking them for the okay.
How good did it feel to be vindicated, like in the eyes of people who go, all right, it was a dumb mistake, but it wasn't a cheat? Right. How great did that feel to have the proof from them?
It felt amazing because I feel like there's been athletes who smoke marijuana or parties and throughout history, and you know, it's definitely frowned upon, but it's forgivable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But steroids. You know, every guy who's lost money betting against you, you know, the little kids who thought that you were just a super hard worker, everything just becomes delegitimized. It's just like you never were this great that people thought you were. You know what I mean? Where like partying, it's like, dude, this guy can win while being a party animal. That's like, he's a badass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But like steroids, it's like, dude, you're not a badass. You've been cheating, and that, you know, it's just. It's just the biggest insult to be looked at as a steroid user. So it was phenomenal to have USADA themselves come out and say, well, you know, it definitely wasn't steroids. And it definitely wasn't on purpose. It was great to be freed from that.
Do you think it hurts the potential of you doing a Brock Lesnar fight because of what happened after Brock Lesnar's fight with Mark Hunt when they found estrogen blockers, but they didn't find it out till after the fight, so they weren't going to cancel the fight. But the fact that that's there, and a lot of MMA fans were like, "Oh, that's what happened." The pro wrestler came in and he was all juiced up, and
Mark Hunt was pretty vocal about it too. Mark was pissed.
He's still pissed.
Yeah, Mark always lets you know pretty much how he feels. He was furious.
Yeah. Do you think that hurts, like the idea of this money fight happening because MMA fans look at Brock differently?
No. I think I don't want to accuse Brock of being on anything, but I would say in his sport, I think fans almost expect that. And when you see these massive guys jumping off ropes and just like bodybuilding and stuff, like you know, it's not talked about, but everyone knows how these guys are looking like that. So I don't think it will affect the fight at all. I think people want to see this massive freak do what he does.
It's okay for there to be a freak show every now and then.
Every now and then. I think as long as he is clean by the time the fight comes around, which USADA will make sure of, then I don't really think the fans care what he's doing to be the best Brock Lesnar in the WWF arena.
I was shocked you called him out because Brock to me is a, I think there's nobody in the light heavyweight division you can't beat, and a lot of the heavyweights you can beat, but he's a scary guy because he puts you down and lays on you, and he's really good at keeping people down. I mean, he's a big, people say, well, he's a pro wrestler, but he was a legitimate wrestler, man, and he held down Mark Hunt for 3 rounds, and Mark's a really strong guy.
I think that's what makes the fight so great is the legitimate danger there. You know, I mean, people really could see me losing that one. And if I'm not on my game, it's a fight that, I mean, anything can happen. What you just said, I mean, he's a Division I wrestler, super athletic. I mean, he's no slouch. I mean, look at him. There's not many men on the planet that looks like this guy. So
and everybody that's ever fought him, whether it's MMA, whether it's pro wrestling, whether it's amateur wrestling, like all anybody talks about is how freakishly strong he is, like inhumanly strong.
They say there's a quote from a movie. It's the heart that makes it great. You know what I mean? It being such a huge challenge is what makes it great. And that's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing greatness, and this is a huge legacy thing for me. I mean, to be able to beat Brock Lesnar, it's like, dude, this guy truly is a bad motherfucker.
Well, you've already achieved greatness. I mean, like you're legitimately looked at as as by far the best light heavyweight, and I would still put you as the best fighter in the UFC. I know Demetrius gets that, and he's great. But I think that you beat some, just whatever. I would put you above him.
Thanks, Jim.
But just because of the people you've beaten. I mean, the Gustafsson fight.
The resume says it all. Really.
Yeah, and it's got to be hard after a while. It's like, okay, well, you've beaten almost everybody in the light heavyweight division, so now you have to move up. But the only problem is that those guys, a lot of those guys, with the reach advantage might not be there. When you get a guy like Brock, has got gigantic. I don't know what his reach is, but I imagine it's close to yours.
Yeah. So I've heard that me and Stephen Shrew are the two guys with the longest reach, and it's crazy because he's almost 7 feet tall for my arms to be as long as his. I don't think I would. I don't think the reach would be much different. I think I would still have the advantage over most of them. I just think my presence wouldn't have the same factor. Like when I'm out there, just being taller than these guys, and I just got a big frame, you know. So a lot of times when they grab me, they feel like they're dealing with a heavyweight.
Yeah.
And I've grown up wrestling my older brother, who was always a heavyweight, and most of my teammates that I go with are heavyweights. So I just have a very big presence about me when I'm out there. I've noticed, you know, I appear bigger than people. And at heavyweight, I think that would be gone. You know, no more could I just clinch somebody up and just flip them to the floor and you make it look effortless. I would really have to be, my strength would have to be at a completely different level. My endurance would have to be in a completely different level to fight against these heavyweights. Everything I do would take double the energy. And so I would really have to be in tremendous shape to compete against these guys, which I'm not afraid of trying to do.
Well, that was what I was wondering. Like, when you call out a Brock Lesnar, or when it's just simply make that plan on going into the heavyweight division, do you do it like with a strategy in mind? Like, I know I can train, and this is how I would beat Brock Lesnar if he accepted this fight, or do you do it just knowing I'll be able to come up with a strategy before then?
Yeah, I feel like stylistically, Brock Lesnar is a very winnable fight for us. I mean, the key to the fight would have to be just really just kind of just using my versatility on the feet and my speed. And then I have really good takedown defense as well. Gustafson's been the only guy to get me down, and I was just completely caught off guard, and I wasn't expecting a Swedish boxer to shoot a double leg dive. Completely caught me off guard. I don't think they have wrestling over there in Sweden. But yeah, it was, you know, so yeah, the key for Brock is literally to just really stick and move. And then I wouldn't be surprised if I got him down. You know, I have a lot of unconventional trips and takedowns that I pull off on heavyweights all the time. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I took down Brock and finish him off with a submission and things like that. So.
And how was it after the fight, too? I saw your video with The Rock. That was a fun video to watch. Had you met him before, or was that your first time interacting with him?
That was my first time meeting The Rock, dude. It was such an honor. I have so many friends that worship that man. I mean, he's a true idol.
Yeah.
To so many people of so many different ages and races and countries.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like one of those, he's like a Michael Jackson like figure on the planet, like just loved by millions and millions and millions of people. And so to meet him, you really, for me, I felt like I was in the presence of true greatness. This guy is so great. And he was just so kind. And one of my favorite things about meeting celebrities is when you meet ones that are exactly the way they appear to be and why you love them from across the TV screen.
Yeah.
And he was everything that I was hoping that he'd be. Just super genuine and just a nice guy. It was an honor to meet him.
Do you ever care who's in the crowd when you're fighting? Does it ever mean anything?
Not too much. As I've gotten more seasoned as a fighter, I've learned to kind of embrace every ounce of fighting. So I'm literally like looking around to see what celebrities are there, and I'm waving to people. I'm scanning the first few rows to see who I know, and acknowledging everybody and stuff like that. And I'm glad to be that way because it just shows my level of comfort in the octagon. But no, I'm never like more nervous because a certain person's there. No, I did hear Donald Trump was planning on coming to this fight, and I guess security reason why it wasn't going to work out, but I think that would have added a little nerve.
Sure, yeah. To whoever the sitting U.S. president is,
president, yeah, that would have been cool.
They rumored him coming to New York too. They said he might come to New York.
To the Garden Show?
Yeah, we had heard that. I think his son might have come.
Oh, I remember that, yep.
But the security to get any... I was at the only boxing match I've ever gone to is I saw Golovkin fight. And Trump was in the row ahead of us, like 4 seats down, but he was still running. So he had Secret Service, but he wasn't the president. Now, forget it.
Yeah.
You can't put the president in the middle of an arena.
Yeah, no way. No way. Too many holes.
Just 3 people yelling. Or just even people that were just yelling and screaming.
It's a huge distraction.
Yeah, it'd be a big distraction.
For sure. With GGG, who was he fighting?
I don't remember the guy's name, actually. I'm not a big boxing fan at all. Louis C.K. called me the night before. He goes, "What are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, nothing." He goes, "You want to go see a boxing match?" So I just met Louis, and we went to the fight. I forget who he was fighting, to be honest with you.
He's a special talent.
Yeah, I like him a lot, but I very, very rarely watch boxing. I stopped years ago because of MMA. I just enjoy it much more.
What's your prediction with Mayweather, McGregor?
Mayweather. And it's not because I don't like McGregor. I never liked McGregor because he always beats up people I like. Like, I like Eddie Alvarez.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, but I mean...
Good luck trying to get him on your show now.
No, I would love to interview him because I think he's great. I mean, the guy's a great fighter. That fucking second Diaz fight, the fact that he lost and then came back and won a 5-round decision, I mean, was incredible. He's phenomenal. So I would love to see him beat Floyd Mayweather because I like him a lot more than I like Floyd. I'm not a big Floyd fan, even though I respect him. So I would like to see McGregor beat him, but I just don't think you can come in and beat a best defensive fighter ever.
What is it about Floyd?
You know, I've interviewed him once, and he wasn't unpleasant, but he was a bit standoffish. And normally, that's how I judge people: is how they are when I've talked to them. And he wasn't. He spoke.
It's
but
the best way to judge.
Yeah, that really is. Like I can only.
You actually met him and not like him, right?
Right.
I hate when people hate someone that they've never met. It's just like, come on, guy.
I read an article about him. I can't stand the guy.
Right,
Like, well,
right.
Yeah, we had him on, and he came in. And again, I know he's Floyd, but he came in with like really gigantic bodyguards, and I'm like, you don't need
all that.
He had kept his sunglasses on. I'm like, Floyd, we're just promoting a big show wrestling. He wasn't awful, but he could have been a little bit looser. Like, you know, Tyson comes in by himself or with a buddy or with his wife. Like, he doesn't need guys. You know, I just prefer that.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Just like I was telling you, like one of the best things about meeting celebrities is when they're being a human being.
Yeah, when they're real.
Right.
Did you decide to switch up how you dress, like coming? Because I kind of noticed it, like looking at like interviews you were doing leading up to the fight and then after the fight. Like it seemed like you were consciously trying to portray something different, like a little more mature, a little more like, you know, put together.
Yeah, I think it's important for me to obviously I'm not like a super fancy like suit guy or whatever, but I think it's important for me to try to, you know, represent myself as a professional, especially because of my history.
Right.
I think, you know, a lot of people may kind of look at me as being a little bit of a, you know, a thug or whatnot, and so I just make sure I put a little bit more thought into the way I'm carrying myself and present myself. I know that I'm trying to rebrand myself and create a new beginning, a new image and things like that. And so I just think, you know, looking like a young man is important.
Is it important to you from a role model perspective too? Because especially as like a famous black man,
right? Like
there's not that many great male black role models. People talk about it all the time.
What are you saying, guys?
I know, Sam.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. What I would do is I would smack him. Sam.
No,
you black men are pieces of really? Is that what you?
Well, there is a legitimate question. Do you feel a pressure? Because a lot of times people will say like, "Hey, you're a black role model. Do you feel any pressure to behave a certain way because there's that pressure put on you?" You're welcome, Sam, by the way, for fucking fixing up that shitty question.
Yeah. You like, yeah.
I was going
out. What the fuck is this guy going with?
I was getting there.
I don't really look at it as a black and white thing. I just think, you know, like my kids are half white and everything like that. A lot of my friends are Hispanic and white, and so I really try not to look through the eyes of color. I just think it's important as an athlete to I realize that we have a platform and that we can actually inspire a lot of people, and we can also lead people down the wrong path. And I feel like for a while there, I led a lot of people down the wrong path. You know, I've had fighters say things to me like, "Oh, dude, if you can drink before a fight, then I'll drink before a fight. I can do it too." You know, so I just feel like I've done a good job not being the best example, and so at this point I'm really ready to try to inspire people through my life. So I don't really feel pressure for being like a black athlete or whatever. I just feel like with great gifts and talents come great responsibility, and I have to try to do right for the most part, because I understand that people are watching. I understand that I've been a bad example for a lot of athletes and things like that. So it's time for me to get some of that back and show people that, you know, rocky beginnings doesn't necessarily have to be the whole story.
Sure.
You know.
And Travis is telling us we have to wrap up, so I'm guessing that's coming. They have other press.
Yeah, he's got to go to the sway.
Okay. And just I think the thing is people love the fact that, and just in closing, that everyone likes a good turnaround, you know, and the fact that being flawed is okay. Like having fucked up is okay. It's like it's not a sign of weakness. It's like, hey, who at 23 champion of the world wouldn't make some mistakes?
Right.
Now you're 30, you got it out of your system. It's like you still got years of fight. It's great, man.
People do.
Great.
People do. They love to boost somebody up. They love to tear them down. And then the few people that are like strong enough to actually then be able to be the redemption story, because most people after the teardown are done.
Yeah.
But like if you can get yourself back up there, then I think people will like they love that forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just feel like my situation is just so relatable, and so it's been a blessing and a curse. And I think that's been the main problem with Daniel Cormier, just to constantly, tell people, oh, I don't wreck my car, I don't do this, I don't party, blah, blah, blah. It's like, Daniel, there's just so many more people who's made mistakes in their life. I mean, everybody's dealing with some type of demon one way or another. And so to try to market yourself as this perfect person, it's just so unrelatable. And so with all my struggle and all my, all the shit that I've been through, man, it's been great because I hear people all the time tell me, like, John, you have no clue how bad I just dropped out of school, or hey, I just got my girlfriend pregnant, or hey, I had just, and it's just like I was so inspired to know that my life isn't over because of all the shit you just got through.
Right.
And, so it's great to be a testimony, a living testimony that people can draw strength from. It really is.
And what I want, I'll ask you for is the Gustafson fight. I would love to see Jones Gustafson too. That's what I want to see. That
everybody wants to see that.
Yeah,
man, I'm riding the wave right now, dude. Like I said, I'm expecting more out of myself, and if that's the fight that's going to be next, man, I'm expecting to finish him as well.
Well, congratulations, man. I was really, really happy for you, and that everything has turned around, and I'm glad you're back.
Thanks, Jim.
And it's Johnny Bones with no H, Jonny Bones on Twitter. If you want to congratulate John.
Hey, my guy. Thanks for that.
All right, buddy. All right, we'll be right back, guys,
Yes.
with Damian Lemon. Hi, Damien.
What's going on, Jim? How are you?
Good to see you,
Welcome,
man.
Damien.
What's up, son? How are you?
I like your shoes.
Good looking out.
What kind of shoes do you have?
I got on some Nike, some Jordans, some shattered backboards.
What's a shattered backboard?
They like the orange and black colorway.
Yeah.
It's got a shattered backboard inside.
Oh, inside.
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
inside thing?
Yeah.
They're based on the game when he shattered the backboard.
Oh, how come
That's why they're
Dawkins
called
doesn't have
shattered
his own
backboard.
fucking... wasn't it Darryl Dawkins used to always break them
he
for the
used to-
nets?
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Didn't they strengthen them or something? Because of him, he would go up with the double hand and purposely break them?
Yeah, after Shaq, too, because then they had it just collapsible. Yeah,
Yeah,
because he used to tear them down, too. It was crazy.
Oh, he would like actually physically rip it down?
Yeah, he would rip them down. It was crazy.
People must have went nuts. And imagine being in the crowd and you see the guy just fucking destroy the backboard. That must have been so great.
That shit had to be bananas. It's like the first time someone squirted. You know what I mean? It was just like extra. Anyway.
Right, like I didn't know that could happen.
Like, wow, this is a new dimension to the game.
Yeah.
You ever have a squirter?
No, I don't know. I've never had a squirter. No, maybe I just don't do what I need to do.
I don't either, but I was talking to a friend of mine who likes to make women squirt, and he was saying that they have a look in their eyes when you make them squirt, and they haven't squirted before. That's like, they're yours.
Right.
Forever.
I can imagine.
Forever.
I've had a couple. It's always been through eating their pussy. It's always been oral.
Really?
Yeah, and I had one, I guess within the last year, who squirted. And she's like, I've never squirted before. She's like, I told her I was the only guy to make her orgasm that way, like orally. I think other guys just haven't put the effort in because she's not that hard to make come. They're just lazy.
Hey, give yourself some credit.
Yeah,
no, I'm good at it, but I mean,
you're a tongue smith.
I know I'm good at that, but I mean, it's also you just gotta like doing it. I mean, anybody can do it. If you have a fucking tongue and you can speak English, you fucking eat pussy.
I like his offhand sexual prowess. It's like, it's just something I'm doing.
Yeah, but again, in the fucking department, very average. No, very average. So you got to make up for it on the back end.
You're saying it's not skill, it's just time.
Yeah, and it's necessity because after I give you a very tepid fuck, I'll eat your pussy. So you'll leave with something. You'll be like, okay, that was good. That wasn't all terrible. That was average at best.
Consolation tongue.
So you've never had a girl squirt? Okay, yeah, I guess guys do it from fucking, and I could never make a girl squirt come.
Right.
No.
Right.
Well, isn't there supposed to be some kind of secret like levers and buttons and stuff that you could do with your fingers?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Does anybody know anything about that? Troy, do you know anything about that?
In and up.
Yeah, I've done that too.
There you go.
Don Patrice would always talk about that because, and I watched him do it. He was legit. I saw him do it to a girl in Brazil. I made her squirt on the bed.
Wow.
But he had very long fingers.
Okay.
And he had this ability to flap, and the way his fingers would go up, it was like really annoying to watch because he could make any girl come with his fingers.
Wow.
That's all he talked about.
Did it bother you?
Yeah, because I knew that he was good at it, and he would talk about it, and my fingers get very tired when I try to make it. I have little hands, and I'd be like, oh, God damn it.
Like, enough.
You got to use those. You got to have those grippy things with you all the time. Those handle
To strengthen
things.
your hands.
Right.
Yeah, no, I make women squirt. I got to keep in shape.
I got to do a couple sets before I go in.
That's it.
Did you see John outside? John Jones, you watched?
I did. I seen him. I don't watch, but I know about him. I know he gets busy. I know he knocked out, supposedly the last guy he knocked out wasn't supposed to be interviewed because he was that destroyed.
He made him cry.
Yeah. Oof.
That's what Rogan made that choice. He said, I don't want to interview fighters because he loves the fighters. He goes out there in a bad way after they get knocked out, and you're not right. But he said in the moment, he was just in the ring and he saw him and he had to add. It was just that you got caught up in the moment.
Yeah, got caught up in the momentum, yeah.
Which happened. What do you watch? What do you enjoy?
What do I enjoy?
Are you a boxing guy or football?
A little bit. Like, I'm casual. I'm a casual sports fan, to be totally honest with you. With the boxing stuff, I get excited when it's a big deal. You know, this McGregor-Mayweather thing is going to be a spectacle.
You'll watch it, right?
I'm going to check that out. Yeah, I just want to see what's going to happen. Other than that, I'm not the biggest. I haven't really gotten all the way in UFC. I got to get more into it. You know what I mean? But yeah, beyond that, I just watch TV, man. I'm like a TV guy. TV, movies, things like that.
And I know you from stand-up. I mean, it's amazing how many guys. And are you still doing your show? The name of the show is Comedy Knockout. Oh, yeah, Thursdays, 11 o'clock on True TV.
Yep, Thursdays.
And you're a good host.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and the comics just kind of, it's almost like they compete. I've done it one time.
Yeah.
Where you're just, is it firing out lines? I don't even remember, firing out like topic lines?
Yeah, you playing various different games. Just basically the game set up the comics to be as funny as they can. And the competition to be the funniest in the room, the audience, how they respond to whatever games we playing, and then each round we vote somebody off. And then the person that loses at the end has to apologize, read a written apology.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was written by the writers that they've never seen before, which is kind of fun.
I think Yamanika lost, but I think she had to read the apology. I did it with Yamanika and Sherrod Small.
It was you, Sherrod, and Jan. That was a good show.
That's right. And I think she had to read the apology, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But I love that. It's like a big round, like or half round. It was just a fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And it's live, too, so it's cool. It's a good time.
It's a good time for TV. There's a lot of venues. There's a lot of shows coming out and everything. What do you watch?
What am I watching right now? I watch Power. 'Cause I'm a black guy. I watch Power. I watched the show Ozark. Which
Everyone's talking about it. Yeah,
it's pretty good. I'm maybe like 4 episodes in. That's heavy. What else am I watching? I'm watching a few things.
Just Game of Thrones.
Nah, I'm not up on Game of Thrones.
Neither.
I'm out the loop on that
How
one.
about Empire? I've seen one season of Power, and I've never seen Empire.
I haven't watched Empire in a while. It got it's a little ridiculous. It's almost like Love Boat. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a little too over the top. You know what I mean?
It did get silly. I watched like the first 2.5 seasons, maybe. Yeah. And then it started to get really silly.
By the way, you know who we interviewed who was great? And I knew he'd be great, was I think he's in Ron Glass. From Love Boat. He's Gopher on the Love Boat.
Okay.
The black guy from the Love Boat. And
Ted Lange.
Ted Lange. Why am I thinking Ron Glass? What was Ron Glass in? He might have been in Barney Miller. Sorry. Ted Lange. And he was also in Watt Stacks. He was fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old school guys that were acting in the 70s, and they're always...
Chill.
Good interviews, yeah. They've just seen a lot. They always have a better story than you think.
They're also not worried anymore about, like, an article getting out about them. Like, they're not protecting an image anymore.
Right.
Because they've done what they've done, so now it's just time to talk about it.
It is what it is. You can't take my career at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up here in New York, Brooklyn, and then Austin, New York.
What part of Brooklyn?
Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Okay, so is it as bad as I always thought it was growing up?
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It's probably better now, though, right?
It's about the same. No, it's not. It's still about the same. But when you're young and that's your neighborhood, that's just your neighborhood. You don't realize how bad it is until like a little later on. And then obviously when you move and you come back, it gives you perspective. You're looking at it like, damn, this is kind of crazy.
So what was it like growing up? Was there a lot of fighting or no?
It was a lot. We used to fight a lot. It was a whole lot of fighting. I always say, like, if you live in Brownsville, you got like a win-loss record by the time you're 6 or 7. You know what I mean? It would just be fighting just through the boredom. That's what kids would do. One kid would come up to another kid and be like, yo, Damien, Shorty said he could beat you. You think you could beat Shorty? And then you're like, yeah, I could beat Shorty. They go call Shorty. The next thing you know, you just fight. It was just a promoted fight out of boredom.
It was like Don King when he got Ali and Foreman to sign the contract. He basically told each one that the other one was on board, and he got them to sign it, and that's what they would do. They would tell you, hey, Shorty said he could kick the shit out of you, and then you'd go to Shorty and say, Damien's fucking saying he can smash your face.
Right.
Genius promoting.
It's it. It's just your ego. It was an ego fight.
Were you ever scared that it was going to go wrong?
Oh, so that's why you have to swing first. You know what I mean? It's better to swing before you get swung on.
No, I mean more in life. Like, if you're growing up in a neighborhood, a lot of guys are doing drugs, or a lot of guys are getting in serious trouble.
Yeah, you always, for a long time, you'll have the fear that you could fall off. Like, whatever's going good will ultimately go bad, and you'll wind up back in the hood, fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but after a while, you just gotta commit to your own momentum. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, I think I got this. I'm doing my thing. It's gonna be a minute, or it's gonna take a lot for me to to my life to be fucked to that degree. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So yeah, it's been good.
Being funny helped.
Being funny definitely helped. Being funny is like the first defense mechanism. You know what I mean? That's how you learn to diffuse things.
It's how you avoid getting beaten. It's how you can fit into all groups and avoid getting beaten up. That's all it really is.
Right.
Girls will never look at me. That's why very few beautiful people are funny, because girls look at them.
Well, besides myself.
Well, yeah, you're the obvious exception in the rule.
Thank you. Nah. But yeah, it's like a superpower. It's that one thing that could kind of move you about, to your point, from various different groups. You could float. You don't really belong to anybody. You're just a funny guy that kind of moves around.
Yeah, nobody wanted to be mocked. Yeah. That's what nobody wants to be made fun of or made an asshole out of.
Right.
So if you're funny, people are like, all right.
Yeah, just leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
He's fine.
He'll fucking entertain us.
Yeah.
Right.
Get him to make fun of someone else.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up, Jim?
Central Jersey.
Okay.
Very suburban neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was a problem child. A real boring, not boring, but I could say like a typical.
You just had suburban angst?
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, the after school special.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Just like a teen melodrama.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend used to tell me I was an emo lesbian when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, you're right, I was. Like, long before that was fashionable.
Yeah.
I was like the first white kid wearing Adidas. Like when rap was first starting to get popular in the mid-'80s.
Right.
You related to the struggle.
No, I really didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
That's stupid.
I like the image of the struggle.
Right.
Yeah.
Like today, it's a different, whatever. It's rock stars. It's always whatever seems rebellious, and that was when rap seemed really rebellious.
Right.
I figured I'd be cool. I wasn't.
Hey, you gotta try it. Where
Yeah.
you from?
Westchester.
Okay.
I grew up in Westchester in England.
Oh, okay. What part of Westchester?
So, New Rochelle.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Which is, it's
Sam's a
I
sneaker
got a
fan.
cousin there. Yeah. Are you a sneakerhead?
Mm-hmm.
Sneakerhead.
Oh, I see. You got the black toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I haven't always been. I wasn't growing up, but I didn't have.
Yeah.
Because I spent all my money on wrestling stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But my dad was also, we've talked about it on the show before. My dad wasn't going to give me any money for sneakers. Sneakers are expensive.
His father's
But he would give you stuff for wrestling stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, wrestling stuff was a lot cheaper.
Right.
Yeah, so there wasn't, I didn't have any money to spend on recreation like that.
You was a WWF fan or you? Okay, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
What are you other guys? What are your brothers and sisters?
I do. I got 2 brothers and a sister. They all older than me. So, they doing their thing.
Was it softer for you growing up because you were the youngest?
I think, so, babe, maybe. So they say. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It didn't seem soft to you.
It didn't seem that soft, but it was just like, I think I even had like a whole different experience. Because I would say, like my mom, I thought she cooked well. You know what I mean? And I would talk to my brother and sister like, yo, my mom used to cook great chicken. And they were like, what? She would cook? Like, nah, they didn't know her as a cook. They didn't, like, just certain things that would happen, But
parents get better over time, I think.
I think they just say, you know what, fuck it, this is the 3rd one. I did my best. However this go, I got a few. You know what I mean? It's play the odds.
Yeah, you look and see, are you satisfied with the kids that you already have? Like, well, the old one's good.
It's good.
The middle one's not bad. So,
That's
like,
all
whatever
right.
happens with this one is whatever.
I got I'm at 375 right now. I mean, I'm not trying to make,
Nobody, it's not going to be perfect anyway.
Right.
So let this one be the experimental.
Right. What do your your brothers and sisters do?
My sister, she's a retired. She used to be a correction officer, so she retired. My brother, I got a brother that does like IT, and then I got another brother that's a nurse in Atlanta.
So isn't it weird in one family how many different directions people take?
Yeah,
but it was all. You guys must have all been about helping each other because I read you were going to be a child psychologist, right?
I was, because psychology was probably the only subject in high school that was really interesting to me. I had a good teacher. Yeah. So it was just something
Plus
to
it
do.
wasn't like history and math.
It wasn't history.
Book stuff. Like you could actually get your hands on it. And
it's a lot of women in the psychology department. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Why children, though?
Because there was a reason. Oh, it's a couple reasons. One, I went to a child psychologist at one point just for some crazy shit. But then...
What was going on?
Well, my mom's was getting beat. My mom's got beat one time, and then some shit happened. I had to go to,
By your father? Was it by a stepdad?
By, like, a stepfather. Like, not a stepfather, by, like, some dude that she was dating.
Like a boyfriend?
Yeah, like a boyfriend.
Your parents split?
Yeah, well, my father, I ain't seen my father since I was 9, so I don't know. Like, they split.
Okay.
And then there was a time when, my mom was dating, and she was dating this cat. and he was abusive. And
did you see it?
Yeah, I saw some shit. You know what I mean? And it was a situation where, went and sat down with a therapist or whatever. And it was just one of those moments where you like, it was, it was like simple therapy, I guess. They were like, here, draw a picture. The regular, the rudimentary kid thing. And I thought it was fairly interesting. It was something I'd never seen before. And then growing up, I watched Growing Pains. And then the father had a
Mike Seaver.
Mike Seaver had an office in his crib, and I thought that shit was the coolest thing. Yeah.
So you thought you might want to do that?
I was like, yeah, it sounds like a cool thing. I just didn't want to be broke.
How long did it go for? Like how long did you go to the therapist?
No, it was only like a one-time thing. It was like, I think
just to figure out if you were damaged beyond
to
the
see
point
what was going on. I think it might have just been, like protocol. There was a kid in the house to have him see this person, blah blah blah.
Do you ever wonder about your dad, or do you know what he's doing?
No, it's so funny. I've been kind of back and forth with that. Like, I haven't really wondered. I put it out my mind for a long time. But then as I'm getting old, I'm kind of, you want to kind of put parts of your life back together. It's just the thing of, do you want to start a relationship with somebody that you haven't spoken to in years and years and years? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but on some level too, isn't there a part of you that's like you're successful now, like you're
right.
You've been working at this for a long time and you're starting to get to actually have some tangible success, that not just like people in comedy are like, oh yeah, he's doing it, but like you've got a television show. That's like when you start doing stuff like that, that's when the outside world is like, yeah, he's successful. And I would think that you'd want to like tell your dad, look what I did. You weren't there. Look what I got done.
I guess. I mean, I don't really. It's like it's so removed. You know, on one hand, you kind of see it. It sounds like, ideally, that would sound like, Dad, look at this, look what I did. But shit, we might not click.
You might, right.
And that would be depressing as fuck.
That's true.
Do you know why he left, or do you not know?
I don't, and that's the thing, that's the other thing, because it could give you some perspective, too. Because my mother passed when I was young. I was like 13 when she died. So it's like, to hear, like, what his take would be on her would be interesting. And then on another level, I don't even know if I would want to hear that shit.
Right.
Because I would kind of look at him more as a stranger saying, you know what I mean?
Talking about So who raised you after you were 13?
I lived with my stepfather. My mother got married. That's when we moved up to Westchester. My mother got married, and then I was living with my stepfather for a bit. And he passed when I was 17, and then I was living with my stepfather's ex-wife for a hot second.
So that's why you're in comedy. You got to laugh about
I
something.
got a lot of shit going on, but it was all good.
Yeah, plus DMC, we interviewed DMC, and he had an amazing. Is it too warm in here? Because
I'm a little sweaty.
I turn the heat up when I first walk in the morning. You can turn it down just a bit. And he found his he was adopted, and he went and found his real mom. I think. A really interesting story about what that meant to him, and some people just for health reasons want to find out, just for like genetic. Is there cancer in the family or whatever shit you find out from your family.
I had to find out from the doctor.
You do?
Damn, was that genetic? Shit.
I could have found out in advance.
I should have known.
So we could have seen that one coming.
Right, we could have forecasted that one. Damn it.
And you're not married?
No, I'm not married. No.
Have you ever been?
No.
Well, what'd you do after 17 then? If your other stepfather died at 17?
No, after 17. So I lived there till I finished high school. And then in that transition, I lived with my sister and my brother-in-law for a hot second in Queens. Went away to college in Atlanta. Then I came back from college in Atlanta, lived in Long Island for a hot second while I was trying to find a job. Then I moved to Harlem, started working, and then that's where I started my comedy career while I was doing that. And
what were you doing for work?
I used to work at Vibe Magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to do like marketing, advertising, artist relations, things like that.
It's weird too. You've bounced around a lot. Does that make it harder, like, to get attached to people, or are you able to not be as because I tend to like really want people to stick around forever.
Right.
I haven't moved much. I moved when I was a kid, and then I stayed there for many years. So I get attached to people very harsh and incredibly. Like, do you do that, or do you not give a shit?
Nah, I don't not give a shit. I think, I got a lot of long-lasting friendships, so I guess I'm I don't think there's the attachment issue, but there is, like, when I was, when I'm in a relationship sometimes, or when I was traditionally, I'd be quick to, you'd be ready for the shit to fall apart. You know what I mean? You'd be like, all right, well, if it's over, it's over. And after a while, you can't look at it like that. You can't look at life, you know what I mean? They call it, like, scarcity thinking. Scarcity thinking versus abundance thinking, whereas abundance thinking is you like, there's more in store. Whereas when you're looking at life on a scarcity level, you like, this might be it. I need to hoard this shit. I need to make sure. You know what I mean? Like,
That's how I think I look at life.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Scarcity and abundance thinking.
Abundance thinking is better.
It probably is. More positive.
It is. It's positive. It's, but it's shit. If you think, it's tough. You try to get a little balance of it, but, if you was in a situation where you didn't know what was going to happen next, it could affect the way you approach it.
Are you a good boyfriend?
I think so. Yeah, you have to ask
Do you
my
cheat?
lady.
No. You have a girlfriend
I
now?
got a girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's funny. That's what Mark Norman, I think he was saying that last week, that like if he's in a fight with a girlfriend, he's the guy that very quickly would be like, okay, we should just break up.
Right.
Like instead of having this fight, we should just, this is probably it then. Let's just end it
hates
now.
the fight.
In the beginning, I was definitely the same thing. So is it over? Is this a wrap? Because you're just ready for it to be done.
And they're like, no, I just want you to take out the garbage.
It's not
What are you
this-
talking about?
It's not do or die everything.
Do you live together?
Mm-hmm.
I've never done that. How long?
For a few years.
Oh, it's a while. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never done. I kind of wouldn't mind at this point. Like I've been single for so long.
Yeah.
And I got my own. Like I went to dinner last night just by myself, and I'm like, do I want to call somebody? And I'm like, no, I'm okay going by myself and relaxing. But I spend too much time alone. Like I kind of want the other thing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's something nice about
Someone to
doing
eat
stuff.
your ass.
Well, that's not 100% where I was going, but I'm not going to disagree.
Sure. You're not gonna say no.
I can't say no to that. There's something nice about going out by yourself, but like I like to do that like once in a while. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that I think that it would lose its charm pretty quickly if that was just my go-to.
It would.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I kind of want
Well,
somebody.
because ideally, the person that you decide to move in with, you enjoy their company.
Right.
It's not like,
yeah, you do. But, you also enjoy being by yourself, too. Especially if you're a comic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you spend a lot of time by yourself. You love your lady or whoever you with. But there's times when you're just like, whew, feels good to be by myself.
No, yeah.
How much room do you have in the apartment? Do you have room where you can both just go in other rooms and not look at each other?
Yeah. We could do that. We go in other rooms. Like one person's in the bedroom, one person's in the living room. We might leave the door open just so the energy will travel. That's what I'm saying. Let the energy rock. You know what I mean?
But
It's
basically,
cool.
you're doing your own thing.
Right. We do it all day. We chilling. We checking on each other.
Do you fight a lot or no?
Nah, not a whole lot. I don't think we. Not too. I don't. We have our arguments, but I don't think it's like we that couple. You know what I mean? Those type of couples that's always beefing.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty easygoing.
I've been a shitty boyfriend. I'm very argumentative.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I would be now because it's been so long, but I've been fucking awful. Just a dick. But not even trying to be a dick, just thinking I'm always right.
Yeah.
You don't think you fall back into it, though?
No, I think you get sick of it. 'Cause I've had altercations recently, very minor ones, where I saw where the other person was coming from, and I'm like, all right, even though I don't agree with it, but I understand, like, yeah, I would feel the same way, so don't be a dick and scream at her.
That's good.
Like, yeah, that's a big change for me, because I was always like, just stick to it and be right. And it's like,
Right.
I'm shitty.
Yeah. I'll be right. If I don't listen to what she's saying, then I'll still be right. Just argue.
You just want the win.
Right.
That's exactly it. Every argument
Just
becomes like a
want the
legal
win.
case. Like, it's about winning and losing and not being right.
You ever reapproach an argument where you feel like you got another threat? You're like, you know what? I was thinking about what we had just argued about, and I got some new information. Yeah.
I've actually done that after we've made up, and I think I have her in a good place, and I can once again gently make my point, and it just spiral. I'm like, why don't I just shut the fuck up?
Take the
I've done it when she's agreed with me. Like we get to this place where it's like, okay, you know what, you were right, and I was like, okay, cool, and then I'll think of something else, and I'll just have to enforce.
Just spike the ball.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what else? You should have thought of this because that. And she's like, I know.
Right.
I already said yes.
Yeah, I agreed with you.
Yeah.
And yet,
It's
still
very toxic.
What is your podcast too? It's called, and Damien, by the way, Damien is with an E. It's DAMIEN, DamienLemon.com or D-Lemon Comedy on Twitter. And the podcast is In the Conversation, and it's with yourself and Ali Muhammad and Vlad Kamano.
Well, it's me and Ali now. Vlad is no longer on the podcast because Vlad is in L.A., so it was kind of...
Is he a comedian?
Yeah, he's a comedian. He's a real funny comedian, too. He did New Faces a couple years ago. He's been killing the game. But he's in L.A. now, so it's like, getting us all synced up. It was kind of 3 p.m. where he's at, 6 p.m. when we tape, so it wasn't working.
Podcasts suck to do by ISDN or by it's simple.
Right.
You gotta be in the room. Skype is hard. Yeah,
you need the chemistry. It's like that live feeling, you know. Yeah, it's cool.
And what is your podcast about? Is there anything particular? A theme?
Just us talking shit. Just talking about whatever the topics of the day is. It could go from anything from what happened on Power last week, or we talking, you know, just having conversations like this. It was really just Vlad and Ali, two people that I talk to a lot. When I get off the phone, I'm like, damn, that shit was a pretty good conversation. I wouldn't mind, you know, I'd been listening to podcasts for a while, and I was trying to find an angle, but I was like, you know, this would be cool just to have my people just chopping it up. And then me and Vlad and me and Ali, one of the things we always say was the goal is to get in the conversation. Basically, you know, whatever you trying to do, when you first started doing comedy, you wanted people to know who Jim Norton was. And when you got in the conversation, now you could kind of control the narrative. You know, once they know who the fuck you are, you in the game, and the game is to stay in the conversation and keep moving. So,
yeah, it's a good way to look at it. It is part of wanting to stay in the conversation, even if you're not the main topic.
Right.
When you can still approach people, or you can still talk to people in the business, and they know you, and it's not like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, and you're comfortably in there.
You're just kind of accepted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've established yourself. Yeah.
But I'm always so weird approaching. I mean, this, you know, a lot of comedians bigger than me, and if I don't know them, even if I know them for a while, I'm always a little.
What do you mean if you know them for a while?
I'm just weird around them. Like they're gonna think I want something, but then again, I realize I'm like that with my friends who are below me too. Like I mean, meaning on the scale of experience, or whatever. So I'm the same with everyone. I'm just uncomfortable.
I'm similar. I think that has something to do just how I grew up. I think there's this point where you don't want to be a burden, or you don't want to feel like there's an intention. Like, I don't go to, people say you should hang out. Like, when you go hang out at these comedy clubs, you hang out, show your face, blah, blah, blah. I don't like to go to a comedy club unless I'm on the show.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like quietly the producer's like, what do you want, a spot? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, don't feel, and it's really, you just going to kick it, trying to show your face. But I dig it. I know how you feel with that.
Yeah, I don't like to do that.
Yeah, I've been working on that because I'm weird socially like that. But, like, you realize that while you're trying not to bother anybody or give off that impression, half the time people are like, what's his problem?
Right.
Like, why isn't he saying, hey, why isn't he coming over here? Like, what, like...
I went to Vegas with my ex a few years ago. Once in a while, we'll get together and we're just friends.
Okay.
And I went to a UFC fight. I don't remember what fight it was even. It might have been Silva Weidman. And so I said, I'm going to make it a point to start saying hi to people.
Right.
Because I'm just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
And I saw Matt Serra, and I had met him casually. We had interviewed him once, maybe. And so I went up to him. He was at breakfast, and we said hi. And I made myself walk over and go, hey, man, it's good to see you. And we had a nice little chat. So then fucking a couple of years later, when it comes time to host the UFC podcast, Dana asked him if he wanted to do it. He goes, oh, Jim Norton, I liked him a lot. Like that weird little moment.
Look at that.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, we had a conversation, and that probably sparked into me having another gig. And it certainly wasn't intended.
I think there's
That's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, talking about getting in the conversation, there's like some theory that, I don't remember who had it, but it was like you have to...
I had this.
I don't think it was you.
Okay.
You have to interact with somebody 5 times. Like, you have to face-to-face, like, touch their life somehow, even in the most, bland way, like just saying hello at breakfast, whatever it is, like 5 times. And once you've done it 5 times, like, you're locked in.
Yeah, hopefully.
Like meaning like they're...
asshole. It's like shit 7 times.
Just forgettable.
They say the more awkward conversations you have, the better you're doing in life.
Really?
That's what they say.
What do you mean, the more awkward conversation?
Just because I guess you powering through, you meeting new people, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're not just doing the same shit with everybody. Like, every day is somebody new. You're challenging yourself, I guess.
You shouldn't be that comfortable.
You shouldn't be that comfortable. You got to make the uncomfortable comfortable, which is, it's shit tough.
Or because it could be you're embarrassed at your success, and you're talking to people who are not as successful, so you're trying to do but that's not my issue.
Has that ever happened for you?
No, very rarely does that happen.
I saw you were in Atlantic City over the weekend.
I was.
And I don't know if you saw Jim's Twitter, but he posted a video, and from the front, he's on stage, and in the front row is a guy dead asleep.
Have you seen? And he was actually.
I mean, to the point where.
Oh shit! Yeah,
watch this video.
Well, those chairs
look
look
such a fun game. It's really encouraging to see others. They're all so happy to see you.
Yeah,
they're applauding. He's got his phone in his hand.
It's gone. Those seats look way too comfortable for comedy, though.
That's an amazing. It's a music box theater is amazing.
When I first saw this video, I was like, "Oh my god, is he dead?"
We thought he might be. I have another video that I took of him, but it's more of this. And then someone in the audience knew his name was Ray, and then so we woke him up. The whole audience, we were all chanting Ray, Ray, and I filmed him, and he woke. I didn't film him. I should have filmed him when he woke up, but he was really Was
he startled?
Yeah, but then he smiled. He kind of knew, all right, something's happening.
Yeah.
And then it just got very meta because, Kenny gave him the mic and I'm talking to him. And then I'm showing him the video I took. And then he's filming me, showing the video of him.
God.
It was a fucking weird show.
That's crazy.
But great.
Yeah.
Legs.
Did he stay for the show?
Oh yeah, he's a high roller. He got no any guy. Here's how you can tell: the sleeves are rolled up, and there's a pattern inside the sleeves,
Right.
and there's no socks. That's a guy with money. Turns out he was the CEO of a company, and he's not gambling, and his wife was gambling. He just came in to watch the show. They probably said, "Hey, go see a comedy show," and he fucking
Had to go take a nap in his hotel room.
he probably didn't mean to fall asleep. He probably figured he'd just come and watch the show.
That's front row too, huh?
Oh yeah. You can't even get mad. That guy might be at the tables for 12 hours. Who the fuck knows?
Right.
Those
Plus,
guys
it's funny.
It was funny. He wasn't a dick. He was really cool when he woke up. Like when those guys, if you wake them up and they're dicks. But I've had very few people fall asleep. But I had a lot of weird shit happen at shows. I had a guy at Caroline's one time. You know how Caroline's looks. You have the floor, and then you have that one little level riser, and then the back level. Well, the middle level riser is kind of it's a big area. There's tables and there's banquet booths. Guy took his dick out and pissed on the floor while I was on stage. They had to throw him out. I had no idea any of this was happening.
Damn.
I mean, that's how hard I kill.
That's destroying.
Right.
No, it's just I just didn't notice. I'm just very, very. I don't pay attention.
Was he drunk or he
Yes.
just, okay.
But he pissed a full piss on the floor.
Wow.
And they showed me after the show. There's a giant circle on the rug. Like, I felt so proud. Like that's what happens at my shows.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not leaving.
I had a girl whiz in
Had
my
a squirter.
He was just drunk. I had a girl piss in my dressing room one time in Philadelphia in 2002.
On purpose?
That's when Jonathan, when I first met my manager, he flew to Philadelphia to watch me because we were talking.
Yeah.
Then he's in my dressing room and a girl's offering me golden showers and she stands up and she squats and she's pissing on the table.
Wow.
It was great.
Philly.
And
Yeah,
Jonathan
Philly.
was there?
Yeah, he loved it. He thought it was great.
That's so funny. That's when you know you found your right manager.
Yeah, when a guy likes a girl pissing on the table and you dress. I love just weird shit like that at shows. It's nice.
Did he set that up for you?
But
He probably did too. He was trying to
I know
create
how
a
to
great
woo 'em.
environment.
I might have even put my hand under it. I don't remember. I've done that before too.
Have you?
Yeah,
like you catch it like when there's a natural spring.
Yeah.
Right.
And you just catch the water in your hand. So refreshing. Yeah.
From the source.
You sometimes do that?
I haven't been pissed on in so long.
Do you miss it?
No. Yeah, as you get older, you're just like, all right, I've done mostly everything I wanted to do. Now I'm just like, eh.
Do you find that as you get older, the desire to be pissed on kind of leaves you?
Subsides a bit.
I've done it once in like the last couple of years. A very beautiful girl I know was doing something in the same town I was in, and she whizzed on me really well.
She made wee-wee on you?
Yeah, but I had already shaved, so it burned a little bit. You never want to shave before a golden shower.
I get that.
See, that's a pro tip. I would never know that.
No.
But the thing is, what's the setup with that? Like, is that at your house? Do you put something down? Or
In the tub, usually.
Oh, in the tub.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
If you're not going to be a trooper and drink it, you might as well just go in the tub.
So Bad Boy gets in the tub?
Yes, he did.
And then Mommy pisses on him?
Not Mommy, no.
Who
Daddy. No. No, it's just her.
She just comes in and just
Oh, it's so fucking dirty. It was so hot.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Sounds like you don't have it quite out of your system to tell you
No,
the truth.
that demon is still there. I just haven't done anything really kinky since then.
Drinking it. How often have you done that?
A lot. Not a lot. Yeah, I think with her I did some of it. Yeah.
The entire stream or
no,
just a sip?
It's usually a lot. Depends on what it tastes like.
Okay, right.
If it's really bitter
Diabetes.
and popcornish.
Yeah.
But a nice clear flow.
A good clear flow. You can tell she takes care of herself.
Yeah. Sure.
If you have diabetes, does that mean it tastes like sweet? Like sugar?
Probably.
That would bother me. I wouldn't like
You
that.
don't like sweet?
No.
Like a soft drink?
The Swedish fish.
No, I don't want
Swedish
sweet.
fish flavor.
By the way, my canker sore is much better. Dr. Steve, home run on the recommendation. I had a canker sore, man. I never get anything in my mouth for sores. I don't know how. I've avoided anything, any problems with my mouth.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I don't know how.
It's a sterilization.
It probably is.
So I
It's all the urine.
These canker sore pads, and they said Dr. Steve said one could kill. I may put a second one on because I still feel it mildly, but it's 20% of what it was.
He said one could kill or kill the sore.
It kills the sore in 24 hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's not worth the risk. Just deal with the canker sore.
But I'm wondering if I should put another one on just to really knock
Is
it
it
out.
comfortable to put it on? Like the
No, it feels weird. You don't talk as well. Oh, no, I can't. I got to go tape something after. I'll just put Oragel.
Did you see, by the way, I think
on now.
The video came out on Sunday.
I probably did. I watch everything.
Well, I didn't realize you watch everything. Did you see the Donald Trump news?
No.
Oh, I
that's
saw
the
that.
new-
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy, right?
It looks like a PowerPoint. First of all, it's ridiculous. It's crazy.
So Donald Trump, it's like news from Trump Tower. It's
gonna win.
You remember Baghdad Bob? Remember the Iraqi minister of information, and he would come on and like we'd be bombing Iraq, and he'd be like, "There are no bombs, nobody worry." Like
We're winning the war.
Yes, we have that now.
Yep.
Donald Trump, he hired this woman who used to be a Trump supporting person on CNN. Like
Good for
CNN
her.
hired her to just argue in support of Trump.
Right.
And he hired her away, and she now hosts what they're calling the real news.
Right.
Because everything else is fake news. So this is the real news, and they post it on like Donald's like Facebook and Twitter and stuff, and it's just news about. It's a video about how great Donald Trump is doing.
This is almost state news. I don't mind him doing that because I like.
What?
I don't mind him doing it. No. Because I agree with what he says about the press is true.
Okay.
I dislike the press, and I like the beating he gives the press.
This is where it's getting weird, right? Because when he started beating the press, I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool with that." Like the media scumbags, blah blah blah. But when you start shitting on the press and saying like you can't trust anything on the news, and then go here, I've created the news for you. You can trust my news.
Right.
Well, now you're actually developing this thing where we're listening to the state instead of the press.
People have to look at it like this is just Trump's news. Like you can't look at it like any more seriously or less seriously than the rest of that shit.
But this
is a point of view.
This is the real news.
Some will be accurate. Some will be garbage and fluff.
See, that's the thing with the news now. All the news has a point of view now. The news isn't the news anymore. The news is like they set you up to how you should feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's crazy. I think he's diabolical though because he's Trump know what he's doing when he does what he does, like with the fake news thing, and now with his own real news. He undermining everything newsworthy, so it kind of makes, if you're not the smartest guy or if you're just somebody that's easily discouraged, you like, man, fuck all of this news shit.
And because there's a kernel, more than a kernel, because a lot of what he says about the media and having a point of view, because that's all true, you end up, you believe it. And you're like, yeah, that is fake news. And there are these examples of like, oh, they were bullshitting. Like, that is fake.
And he didn't start with fake news. He didn't create that. They created that to come after him, and he turned it around on. That's not a Trump creation.
Look at that.
That's a lot of them saying any type of good stuff about Trump was fake news. And he took it, and he spun it around, and he jammed it down their throats, and now it's his.
Wow.
But he literally didn't create that.
But now when you're creating your own news outlet.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
It's a lot. You want to watch it?
You bet I do.
Okay.
You gotta look at the little banner at the bottom. It's
It's terrible. It's like I think he hired somebody from Connecticut School of Broadcasting, to put the whole thing together. We got some sound.
Cute.
Yeah. You know the anchors are gonna look good though. Trump ain't gonna.
Oh yeah, he's not. And by the way, nobody's reporting any sort of harassment on the Trump network. No. That's not going to happen. Just look up Trump News.
I did. It was not.
Look it up on Twitter. Don't look up his
on Twitter.
You were just on Twitter. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Look up Trump News. He's spelled. There it is. Yeah, because the Facebook video was glitching out. Yeah, I wonder. See, this is the crazy thing too about Alex Jones and InfoWars.
Yeah.
Because what Donald Trump is doing is what Alex Jones used to warn people about other presidents doing.
Right.
But because it's Donald Trump, Alex Jones is like in favor of it.
Of course.
Which is really odd.
You just can't look at it like it's, and my lips are numb, by the way, from Orangel. You just can't look at it like it's anything different other than what we've been getting. It's just another point of view news show.
Coming from the president, though.
So what? He's no different than anybody else.
He is. He's very different from everybody else.
Meaning he's got his opinions on how he's doing, and some of it will be very accurate, like the jobs and the economy. There are good things, and a lot of it will be shit.
Right.
I don't take it any more or less seriously than the rest of them.
Dude, I was about to ask you, how much do you think the president affects you personally, whoever it is?
You know, there's a situation now that I have that he is affecting a little bit negatively.
What is it?
No, it's just I've talked about it.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, and it's just one of his policies is really overly annoying.
Jim's about to march.
Yeah. Actually, that makes sense.
For joining us?
Nope. I was thinking of something else.
Oh, okay. I know the other thing too. Gotcha.
Yeah, they both kind of tie in together.
They do, absolutely.
I just don't. But no, normally they don't. Even with Obama, a little bit just because of taxes, you'll notice your taxes going up or down. But that's about it.
I think. But this specific president has definitely influenced just like the culture, like the world as a whole.
Yeah, nah.
All right, let's watch the Trump news, the news of the week.
Look at that.
Hey, I'm Kaylee McEnany. Thank you for joining us as we provide you the news of the week from Trump Tower here in New York.
Providing us the news of the week.
More great economic news on Friday.
Oh, good.
The July jobs report added a better than expected 209,000 jobs. Overall, since the president took office, President Trump has created more than 1 million jobs. The unemployment rate is at a 16-year low, and consumer confidence is at a 16-year high, all while the Dow Jones continues to break records. President Trump has clearly steered the economy back in the right direction.
It's like heroic music.
On Wednesday, the president introduced the RAISE Act. For decades, a steady rise in immigration has depressed the wages of American workers. The RAISE Act will increase wages, decrease poverty, and save the taxpayers billions.
Yes!
Americans deserve a raise, and President Trump is finally putting the American worker first.
Cha-ching!
Also on Wednesday, President Trump awarded the Medal of Honor to one of our Vietnam War heroes, Specialist 5 James McClellan. McClellan risked his life on 9 separate occasions, saving many of his wounded peers. President Trump also honored veterans as a whole with yet another VA reform package that will enable millions of veterans.
Pause this for you know what this is? This is not terrible. This is basically just things that he's done.
It's the news.
Like a pep rally.
That were like a pep rally. These are just good things that he's done that the press isn't really covering. But they're just, he's saying he gave the Medal of Honor to someone. Okay, fine.
He's creating a news broadcast that only highlights the good stuff that he does.
Yes, of course.
And he's making it look like it's real news.
Yeah, but no one really thinks. Who thinks this is real news? It says Trump all over it. Like this would be dangerous if he was making it look like it was a CNN or a Fox or MSNBC. It says Trump Pence, DonaldJTrump.com, and everyone knows where it's coming from. Yeah, but you know where it's coming from. It's not going under the fucking guise of being unbiased.
Do you think that he's done a good job of discrediting other news networks?
Very.
So do you think it might be a conflict that now he's developing his own news network to put forth his message? Because he's not doing it in a, yep, you're right, it's all fake, and this just happens to be my opinion. He's literally saying, this is fake news, this is real news.
Well, these things may be, like, the fact is he did present the Medal of Honor. The fact is the numbers of unemployment, like, those are all just kind of tangible things. If it goes into more than that, then maybe what you're saying. But now it's just, he'll look at like he's just combating the bullshit that the things they're not saying. Like they're pointing, all they're talking about is Russia, but they're not saying, hey, look, the economy is actually in good shape.
Right.
And the stock market is actually doing really well for people who care about that. They don't talk about that at all with the same vigor as they do Russia. So maybe that's it.
You think Russia will come up on the Trump news?
I hope so.
I don't know if it will.
And also, someone's asking about, someone they hung up, asking about, look at fucking NPR. Or how about PBS? Weren't those like state-funded things that took a tremendous slant, but they were government-funded, so come on.
Yeah, I mean, they're still government-funded.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So, they have a definite slant. They're not unbiased. So basically, people from all walks of political life are putting money into this thing. The government's paying for it, and they're giving you one point of view.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but not.
I feel like this is a little bit more biased.
This is, way more biased.
It's also more honest. It's going, hey, it's Trump news.
Right, don't expect.
No one's going to tune into this thinking they're going to badmouth Trump.
Right.
Yeah, but they think that they're not bad-mouthing Trump because they shouldn't be bad-mouthing Trump, not because, okay, we're not going to mention that news. They're going to think the news isn't there because when they bad-mouth Trump, it's on fake news.
Right. They're going to think Trump ain't doing nothing bad.
Right.
Maybe, but I don't know. That's a big stretch. People have to, I always give them credit. You got to take it like, this is what it is. You're hearing his point of view. He feels like his point of view isn't getting out.
He's also the president. I mean, he could do a speech.
Yeah, I don't mind this stuff.
He doesn't need to create a news network with a reporter to report on what he's doing. He's got a podium in his house.
Is it once a week?
Right now, this is the debut.
This doesn't bother me just because it's a quick thing once a week. If it gets into more, well, then you have that discussion.
If it's breaking Trump news, it is interrupting this.
Yeah.
We interrupt. That would be hilarious.
He's got a podium in his house with a room full of reporters. Like, his message is very easy to get out there.
But he feels like they're not printing his message.
Because he's the president.
Or they're not printing anything good. So he's like, these are some of the good things we're doing. I think it's the same way he's done with Twitter, with social media. Like, he's been good at knocking down the power the press has. He's able to get his word out, whether people like it or not.
Right.
At least he's able to get it out without them having their stink on it.
Let's continue on with Trump news.
Let's go, well.
Dedicated to honoring these men and women who fought valiantly for our country and ensuring that they receive the care that they deserve. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm Kaylee McEnany, and that is the real news.
Okay, the real news.
That's the real news.
I know, but again, that's harmless.
Okay.
You know how many millions of people just eat up whatever he says?
Sure, some do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But the reason they eat up what he says, what did Elijah Muhammad say? If you give somebody muddy water, they'll drink it. But if you give them clear water and show them the difference, well, that's what this is.
That's the clear water?
No. But they gave us nothing but that shit. So this appears to at least be
But you
even if it's
understand
not.
that's 100% the point, that this is being portrayed as the clear water.
As the clear
Well,
water.
then they shouldn't have given us such garbage for so long, and then this wouldn't appear to be clear.
What was the garbage?
The bias that they're doing, the fact that they're controlling the narrative and not just giving you the news weight. Like, that's what bothers me. It's not even about Trump. They
Right.
just feed you a certain
Just
point of
news
view.
media.
Yeah. If they just gave it to me and then let me make my own decision, but don't like they try to dictate how you're going to react to it.
I mean, but it's also not like there's not news on both sides.
There is, of course.
Like,
They're all full of shit.
Right.
Excuse my language.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you wouldn't. I wish you'd gotten like
That
full
didn't
of,
bother me, though.
Full of baloney is something I would have preferred.
We have to wrap up in 1 minute. We get cut off.
All right.
Comedy Knockout, Damian Lemon Show, Thursdays, 11 o'clock on True TV. It's a really fun show. And the new podcast is, I don't even know if it's new.
It's been going on for a bit in the conversation. We used to have the same producer. Shout out to Chris Flannery.
Oh, yeah, he does UFC Unfiltered.
Yeah, that's my guy. We drop that every Wednesday on iTunes, SoundCloud, hashtag in the conversation. Check it out.
And you can get that, get that in all those places. And you're also going to be in St. Louis and Zany's in Chicago in October.
Right.
And it was good seeing you, man.
Yeah, it was great seeing you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's fun talking to you.
Good time, yeah.
Get tickets to the live wrestling podcast,
Yes.
Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast, live at the Highline Ballroom a week from Wednesday. Go to highlineballroom.com to get tickets right now.
And the new Chip Chipperson podcast is now up. It went up last night. And thank you to John Jones for coming in.
Yeah,
And congratulations. That was really fun to talk to John. I haven't talked to him in quite a while, at least in person. So who we got tomorrow? We may have a special guest, and we also have David Allen Greer
and
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yeah, busy show tomorrow. Busy show.
But tune in at 8. We're expecting a fun show from the very beginning. See you tomorrow.